Well, I hope you enjoyed the pre-show music. The first two tracks are from the video game New Ghostbusters 2 by HAL Laboratories, which some of you are wondering, wait a minute, the guys who made Kirby and Smash Brothers made a Ghostbusters game? Yes. And unfortunately, we never got it localized here. Well, the original Ghostbusters theme, and I decided to play Stage 2, which was I believe it was the abandoned railway music. I played that one because it's an instrumental of Flip City from Ghostbusters 2, which I might actually talk about a little bit here. And the next two songs are 80s as hell. Charge You Up and Driving Me Crazy. I don't know who sings it, but they're both from the soundtrack of the real Ghostbusters. So there's a pattern there. Um Anyways, I'm going to get some time. I know Big Al is here, but for some reason Squiggleton is not. Um, yeah, I've been umming a lot. So I'm ready to get the stream prepped and going, and I hope you enjoy this interior of the Ghostbusters firehouse. It's one of the things I can get image-wise. Al actually has a really funny cheap Photoshop image for us. But I'm going to give it a few seconds to unmute myself and see if he's actually going to show up. Yo! Nope, he's still muted his mic. Maybe he's calling Jason up.
Alright, I'm here. I'm here.
Alright, where the fuck is Jason, though?
I don't know, maybe maybe he got slimed.
Yeah, he probably got bukakied.
Oh my god.
Do you actually have his phone number? Can you call him up?
Yeah.
Yeah, please do that.
Yeah, no problem. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We'll do it live. Fuck this shit. This fucking thing sucks. It's fine. I don't mind being unprofessional. Unprofessionalism is the reason why I got hooked into YouTube in the first place. Before it became all corpo and shit. Because there was a sense of realness to it at the time. There was a sense of believability. It's like, oh, this guy is not good at video editing, but I don't care. It makes him more relatable, is my excuse at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I messaged him several times. He hasn't even responded. I was actually surprised you responded earlier. It's not like you. And I do want to talk about Ghostbusters with all three of us. He said he was excited to talk about Ghostbusters Afterlife, or as I like to call it, Ghostbusters 4.
Yep, because of the video game.
Okay, good. It would be so fucked up as this. You're acknowledging 2016 as the canon? No.
Alright, I'm gonna fucking call his phone. I texted him, but I'm gonna call his phone right now.
Do we have to start shouting his name? No, this isn't Phasmophobia, although I would love to play that game with you guys if I actually had a better computer. That actually sounds like a fun time to be had. You heard of Phasmophobia. Well, he's calling right now. Now's a good time to talk to the chat then. Hopefully he didn't pass out somewhere.
Oh, of course, you fell asleep.
Did he?
Okay, no problem. Bye.
Wow.
Fucker fell asleep.
Wow. I literally said I hope he didn't pass out, and you, without missing a beat, said, oh, of course he fell asleep. I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna bide more time with the Jim Cummings cover of Ghostbusters, because holy shit, that's a good cover.
Yeah, it was. Like, it took me back to Extreme Ghostbusters.
He did do the cover of that. By the way, that cartoon doesn't get... It's not perfect, but like Ghostbusters 2, it just doesn't get enough love as it should.
Well, we talked about that in my podcast, about leading up to Ghostbusters Afterlife. We were like, it did what no Ghostbusters has done before since, actual diversity and not fucking Hollywood diversity.
Yeah, But even I roll my eyes back in 80s and 90s diversity where, oh, we need a paraplegic.
We gotta make everything like the Burger King Kids Club.
Pretty much. I mean, I'm cool with the blue-haired goth chick. I'm cool with the black guy
Fuck yeah,
voiced by Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm even cool with Eduardo, even though I don't think he's a
Hey man, I'm a
he's a positive
scientist.
stereotype.
I'm a scientist.
And the cartoon actually had some really fucking scary ghosts.
Yeah, like the Boogeyman.
Yeah, the Boogeyman returned. They actually had returning villains.
Sam Hain was fucking awesome.
I remember this one episode where there was a guy who granted weird wishes. He came off like a circus salesman or something, and Eduardo ended up possessing that girl's cat or something.
The fuck?
Yeah. And of course, the two-part series finale, the OG showed up.
Back in the Saddle. That's what it was called.
Yeah, but it's not Lorenzo music, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, we came, we saw, we bowled.
I'm sorry, but
we saw, we ate, we got all the lasagna.
I'm sorry, but David Coulier's Peter sucks. It's so lame, deadpan. It sounds like a fucking. It sounds like Bill Murray if Bill Murray was a shitty actor. It really does.
Yeah, it was David Coulier trying to sound too much like Bill Murray and failing miserably.
You know what's funny? Back in the day, a guy decided to make fun of me, and he compared me to Garfield because I sound like Garfield. And
I mean, I can kind of hear it.
I wasn't even the slightest insulted because I'm like, oh, by that logic, I sound like Peter Venkman from the Ghostbusters, so therefore I'm Peter. I'm not, and Garfield's a likable character too, to the point where I'm actually kind of offended that Chris Pratt is playing him because he shouldn't be playing him. Not that I hate Chris Pratt, it's just that I can't imagine Chris Pratt playing a fat, deadpanned, snarky, lazy cat. Because that's not what I think of Chris Pratt.
I mean, did you watch season 1 of Parks and Rec?
I mean, yeah, he was a lazy guy or whatever, but it wasn't Garfield lazy.
Yeah.
Also, season 1 Parks and Rec is terrible. Nobody wants to remember that.
Actually, so how do you feel about the push to have him be voiced by Matt Berry, the Laszlo from What We Do in the Shadows?
I've never seen What We Do in the Shadows, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. I would bring up just any Laszlo clip, but he has a very he has a very unique voice. It's kind of hard to explain. It's a little bit, yeah, but I generally think that he would be an amazing Garfield.
By the way, wakey, Jason.
Yeah, I got no sleep last night, and I set my alarm so I would wake up at 7, and I slept right through it after work.
So, it is Thanksgiving week, which I'm off on Thursday. Woo, I'm not, maybe I'll stream something, maybe I won't, but, if I stream something, it'll probably be SMT5.
Yeah, game good.
But I'm assuming that you're gonna follow tradition and watch the Garfield Thanksgiving special.
Do the mashed potato, do the candied yams, do the fucking turkey, 'cause it's time to jam.
To be honest, I didn't watch the Garfield Thanksgiving special much, but I did watch the Christmas special like a lot when I was a kid. In fact, last year I watched that Christmas special 3 times because you get to meet the Arbuckle family, including Grandma, who's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't, you don't see Thanksgiving specials at all.
No,
really. Cartoons.
Out of Garfield, the only other 2 Thanksgiving specials worth damn watching is Charlie Brown and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is so good.
Oh, yeah, it is. I want a fucking car right fucking now.
That's a fantastic movie. I'm trying. I know I had one. Oh no. I think I should watch Thanksgiving, because I just reactivated my Shudder account.
Ooh.
Is that the one with the mutated turkey people
Yep.
or whatever?
Yep.
All right. Anyways.
Oh wait. Thanksgiving
hold on.
movie.
Zach wants
Adam's Family Values.
Zach wants to test my Garfield voice. All right, here we go. I hate Mondays.
Yeah!
Yeah. It's like I'm in the room with him. Now kick Odie.
Whoever tells me somebody got a case of the Mondays needs to be drug out in the street and get shot at. That used to be his catchphrase back in the day.
Yep. Good times.
But yeah, so, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
All right, now we can actually talk about Ghostbusters.
Yes.
So
Ghostbusters
Afterlife.
Yeah, but before we go to Afterlife, there is one thing I wanted to talk about that I forgot to talk about in my podcast, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Right.
It has to do with the reboot, which I'm pretty sure we're going to go back to many times. But it has to do with the reboot, and it's something that I noticed between the original and the reboot. Like, do you remember that scene? I talked to Jason about this. He knows what I'm going to talk about. Yeah. Do you remember that scene in the original where they get kicked out of the university and Ray is all like dejected and he's like, "Oh man, we're fucked. Our lives are ruined, our careers are ruined.
And
everything we."
And then Peter is like, "Well, maybe we should find work elsewhere." And then he's like, "Trust me, I worked in the private sector. They expect results," which is a joke.
But what I was gonna get at is, and then Peter's like, "Fuck them. We'll make our own money." And then Ray's like, "Okay, fine. Here's what we know. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's how we're gonna do it."
Oh my god, money for blackjack and hookers.
And imagine if they put a scene where they try to come up with the name of their business, right? And
right.
Peter Venkman, Peter's not gonna contribute. No one's paying him to come up with a name, so he doesn't give a shit. Egon, he comes up with something long and convoluted, right? Like maybe the Center for Paranormal Control and Capture or something like that. And they're like, nah, it's too long. No one's gonna care. And then
you can't make an acronym out of it.
Yeah, and then Ray's like, he's a man child, so he's got the light bulb and he's got the light bulb going off, and his face lights up. He jumps out of his seat. He's like, "I got it! We call ourselves the Ghostbusters." And at first, Peter and Egon are like, "Really? People are gonna fucking laugh at us? You fucking kidding me?"
That's stupid. Like, they're gonna expect us to drive around with a gorilla.
Yeah.
I was just thinking that.
But yeah, and then Ray was like, he's all dejected. Nobody likes his idea, and then he comes up with another idea. He's like, and then he says, "But Peter, think of the marketing." And then Peter's light bulb starts going off, and he's thinking of all the fucking money he's gonna make on name brand recognition alone. He's seeing kids with the Ghostbusters shirts, Ghostbusters shoes, Ghostbuster hats with Ghostbuster. Ghostbusters.
You're saying that Peter is the avatar for Ivan Reitman.
Yeah. But the point, he's like, "Fuck it, we're Ghostbusters now." The point I'm trying to make is, Ghostbusters was the name they chose for their business. When they go into a building and somebody says, "Are you the Ghostbusters?" They're like, "Fuck yeah, we're the Ghostbusters. Show us where the ghost is." Right? They're proud of that name.
Yeah.
In the reboot, they're called that, and they fucking hate it. They hate that people call them the Ghostbusters. Like, no, we're not the fucking Ghostbusters. That's juvenile. That's unprofessional. We're professionals. We are the blah 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 for blah 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 blah. How fucking dare you call us the Ghostbusters?
It's that image from Arrested Development of "We demand to be taken seriously."
Like, that's funny. Here's the thing. I've never seen the movie. I never plan to. I've seen a shit zillion reviews of it, whether it's from Red Letter Media twice over.
You're basically seeing it.
Whether it's Ralph the Movie Maker, he actually did a very interesting analysis. He talks about how the script had a flow of dialogue that led to a joke, whereas in the reboot, there was no flow. Like, for example, talking about the part where they get kicked out, and I said the punchline of, "I worked in private sector. They expect results." it was leading up to that. Whereas the example Ralph shared was, if you put that book out with my name, it's gonna ruin my career. And then all of a sudden, what's that fat bitch's name?
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah, when Melissa McCarthy goes, "Oh God, there's only one wonton in my fucking soup bowl," which completely off kilter, all that shit.
But yeah, like in the reboot, everybody else is calling Ghostbusters mockingly, right? And they fucking hate it, and they're like, "We're professionals, goddammit." Mine, by the way, poop jokes. And then, but then the only fucking time they ever the time they finally decided to call themselves the Ghostbusters, they show up in the concert, right? And the concert manager's like, "Oh my God, are you the Ghostbusters?" And they start to say, "No, we're the blah blah blah." But then Kirsten Wiig's character, cuts her off, and she's like, "Yeah, fuck it, we're the Ghostbusters now." But she says it like annoyed, like she doesn't want to be called. She doesn't want to be called.
I guess we're the Ghostbusters, the title of the movie.
Like she doesn't want to be called the Ghostbusters, but now they're like, "Fuck it, it's just easier this way." And
I just want to acknowledge, chat. We have a new guy here, Dial D for Death. He says, "Holy shit, haven't heard from you gents in years."
We've
been around, but
we've been doing the same.
He said he was more stoked for My Hero Academia. I guess they have a movie out this year, and the Venom movie lately.
Yeah.
I'll say this
there's
much.
a new My Hero Academia movie.
I'll say this much: Venom 2, pretty fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
The fact that it was
fun action movie.
The fact that it was 90 minutes long.
Yeah, for short movies.
Yeah, short movies. I miss those days.
Not every movie needs to be 2 hours long.
Yeah, it just... I hate adaptations that are made by people who completely hate the source material, which, by the way, I heard that's what's been going on with the new Netflix Cowboy Bebop movie.
Yeah, they were saying they're like, "We're fixing what the anime did wrong," and I'm like, my fucking God.
I think most people regard it as perfect. I mean, I'm not that big a Cowboy Bebop fan, but I enjoyed it just fine.
Yeah.
But
I'm one of the crazy people who think Outlaw Star is better, but...
Well, I mean, it is better, but...
Who doesn't love the cat girl?
Yeah, exactly. Did Cowboy Bebop have a cat girl? No, which makes it inferior to things that have cat girls. Cat girl,
a strong Bishu cat girl that's voiced by Rogue from X-Men.
Aisha Clan, baby.
Yeah.
But you see my point. It's like in the maybe I'm giving them this too much credit, right? But I thought of that when I saw that they were pissed off and annoyed that they were being called the Ghostbusters. I saw that as a jab at the fans because of all the fucking rewrites that they did in response to the trailer backlash. I figured that was part of that.
Yeah. They said Winston was a scientist. No, he wasn't. Even the real Ghostbusters knew that.
So I think one of my favorite things is I mentioned this before, but in the Ghostbusters 3 game, Winston goes out of his way to talk about to say that he has a doctorate and makes everyone call him Doctor. And he has a doctorate in art history or something like that, it's some kind of a historical thing.
Just so that people would start calling him doctors, so
and I love that.
Looked down on.
Excuse me, it's Dr. Zedmore. It's Dr. Zedmore. Oh, and Kimmy said I guess Kimmy's never really heard much about Cowboy Bebop, and you know what? That is something kind of real. There's probably a lot of anime fans who don't know what Cowboy Bebop is. I will explain it to you. Cowboy Bebop is the tone of a Yakuza game in space. It is 26 episodes long. Most of it is shenanigans, and there's 3 episodes that are serious.
And the reason why it's been heralded as one of the top anime for 2 decades is because it's a giant tribute to old Western cinema.
Yes.
That's why everyone loves this anime so much, because it's the most non-anime anime ever fucking made.
That is a very, very real point. It's good.
Highlander, the Search for Vengeance is more anime than Cowboy Bebop. I love Highlander.
I think Highlander is the most anime you can get.
Well, the original Highlander film, yes. God, I love that movie, dude.
Uh,
I shared
Wait.
this story already.
wait, yeah, no. Why do you say to see the original? There were no other Highlander movies.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah, you're right. There are no other Highlander. Did I share the story where I actually met a guy named Connor McLeod?
No.
Oh, I didn't? Okay, I shared this several times with Tom and Major Montana. All right, so I was at the park gym voting for some local city, whatever the hell. I forgot what it was, but the person who was taking my vote, I noticed his name on his sticker badge, and it literally said Connor McLeod. So I looked at him and go, dude, is your name really Connor McLeod? And he laughs and says, yes. And he said the reason why he was named that was his mom was 7 months pregnant with him while they were watching the movie Highlander.
Oh, that's rad.
And the dad was like, yeah, that's what we're going to name our kid. Connor
my God.
McLeod.
What a fucking dork. I love it.
I know, it was amazing.
One last thing that yeah, but before I forget, yeah, Kimmy was asking, like if any of us had any opinions on Hot Diggity Demon. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Max Galardi, Hot Diggity Demon. I have 3 original pieces of artwork by him that he shat out for like $5 at a pony convention in 2012.
Oh, Ifrit said that he heard about the ending of the Netflix series. Let me guess.
Yeah. That
Spoil away. Who cares?
Yeah, that's it was gonna be bad no matter what. Me and Al were talking about that.
It was
Ed.
Edward shows up.
Me and Al were talking about that. I was mentioning the thing that a lot of people don't realize is, for the most part, Ed is actually like not really that loud or outrageous of a character. Like, she's weird and like will say odd stuff, but she's like never all that obnoxious about it.
And
she'll
she
get
can
on her
moonwalk.
she'll get her weird
bare
moments.
feet.
It's the difference of being effortlessly quirky versus trying too hard and being Tiny Tina.
Look, let me just say this. Just watch the Cowboy Bebop anime if you haven't.
You know what? Yeah. It's not that much. And watch the movie. The Halloween movie.
Ken Nakamatsu loves Cowboy Bebop. He's probably the only Japanese man who loves that movie. Hence why Kawala Sue is based off of Edward. I'm not kidding when I say that. In fact, when I read the original manga for my review 3 years ago, that big epic, you know what? People love me because I torture myself watching the Love Hina anime. I might as well torture myself reading the manga. Spoilers, maybe it was the Stockholm Syndrome, but I grew to love it over the latter half. But anyways.
Mushroom Samba is the best episode. I do agree with Dial D for death.
But in Kitsune's room, she actually had a poster that said "See You Space Cowboy" in one particular page. I have to find it, but it's there.
So before we go back to Ghostbusters, just one more quick thing about anime.
Yeah.
One more quick thing about anime. Will, did you see the premiere of the Lupin the Third Part 1 dub?
Yes. I actually watched it, and I even sent it to some of my friends.
What did you think?
It is basically what could have been if it aired on Adult Swim. If you're familiar with the Adult Swim Lupin the Third dub, which includes Tony Oliver, Richard Epcar, Caitlin Glass. Is it Caitlin Glass? I can't remember.
It's Michelle Ruff.
Michelle Ruff. I'm sorry. Caitlin Glass is
Lex Lang.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, they brought back what's his name? The guy who runs Scorpion.
Yeah, they brought him back.
Yeah. So overall, it was what I expected, which was a pretty solid dub of.
It was a pretty solid dub, but it took me a little bit to get used to because it's Tony Oliver as serious, edgy Lupin.
Although he's still acting a little smarmy and snarky, though, because I know the Lupin Part 1, Green Jacket Lupin, is a little darker and more serious. I mean, fuck, he committed domestic terrorism at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Who
So,
hasn't?
Jason, there's this scene. Lupin. He saves the day. He saves Fujiko's like got half her clothes ripped off. Right? She's like,
Yep.
oh, she's like, you should have got to me sooner. And he looks at her at the table. He's like, I wish I got here later.
God damn it. That is a pretty Lupin line.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
But yeah. So, Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah. So I
All
think
right,
so.
Let's not do spoilers yet. Let's give basic
course,
okay.
spoiler-free summarizations just in case people listen to this didn't get the warning.
I think that Alan brought up a good point, which is another reason 2016 is like more out of touch than people realize. I don't think 2016 realized that we were living in kind of a post-ironic enjoyment society where people don't really like to say, "Oh man, this thing was garbage and I loved it," like as much as they used to, like
it's
in the
Hollywood, California. They're out of touch with the rest of the country.
Yeah. 'Cause, like, that's like the thing. People remember, like people used to would ironically watch cartoons or like ironically do whatever, like in the 90s and early 2000s. By the time
No.
Ghostbusters 2016 came around, what? Okay, I mean, generally the people I know, it's like, oh, isn't it ironic that I watch this show for like little kids? Haha.
Okay, what show? Let me stop you right there.
Scooby-Doo and like all stuff like that. Like, oh man,
Fuck
this
you,
show is so
Scooby-Doo
bad.
is the shit.
No, we admit that now, but I mean, years
No,
ago,
even back
for a while,
then, even back then, I had no shame in saying, you know what, man, Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I really don't know what you're getting at, Jason. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, what the fuck? Do you not remember when people were like, when people were ashamed and had guilty pleasures and like all that stuff, and like I think pretty recently we did get over
video
that.
games.
Video game? No, oh my god,
No,
what? I will not be gaslit by this shit.
No. I mean, like.
Okay. Generally, if you Google post-ironic society, you'll find a lot.
Ironic watching means you watch it because it's so bad it's good. But here's the thing:
people would often lie to themselves about that.
The closest example I could list was because when I was a kid, it was frowned upon for watching this franchise. Now, when you got older, but
yeah,
I really like Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. I was tuning in. It was really engaging. Like, no, there was no ironic. No. Okay? And yeah, I am a Scooby-Doo stan. I watched Jello Apocalypse's video on his character analysis.
I did too. That Fred video is great. The one you sent me.
Yeah, I fucking love me some Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, ooh, that was the shit.
Well, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island is legitimately great.
Scooby-Doo and the Witches Ghost introduced the Hex Girls, and their music is great. So
you know what tone I'm thinking of?
There was no irony in the late 90s to early mid-2000s. People actually loved Sonic the Hedgehog back in the day.
Oh god, Shadow the Hedgehog. There is, if you watch the original live-action Scooby-Doo movie, there is like a whole thing of like deconstructing like things they didn't like about the show, like, oh man, Daphne was always the damsel in distress, or I'm tired of being the brainy one. They would kind of like rage against their own archetypes.
That's the ignorance of the live-action series from James. I hate Scrappy so much, I want to kill him.
I hate Scrappy, yeah. But no, I think there was a lot of reboots like that would do that. There's the whole thing in DMC Devil May Cry and making fun of Dante's hair. Oh, that's the most famous thing where it's like...
Like, here's the thing. Jello Apocalypse, he said his ideal Velma was that he wanted her to be the person who wants to believe in the paranormal. She basically wants Velma to be Ray Stantz of
Just
we're still tying it to Ghostbusters.
Excited about that kind of stuff. Yep, always gotta do that. But yeah, no, I just mean that there is an issue. I don't think it's ever worked.
Daphne in Zombie Island was that trait. She wanted to believe in the real and paranormal for her show, remember?
Yeah, no, I remember that. Got completely. Zombie Island's a classic.
I don't know. It sounds like you have a bunch of hipsters that should have died 15 years prior.
I'm just saying that I'm saying the early 2000s sucked, and was a wasteland of you know what? It's like this weird problem of people rebooting stuff, and you know what? It hasn't gone away for the most part. People rebooting stuff they don't like, and then trying to go oh, I'm gonna fix the thing. And like I said earlier, and that is something that honestly should die out. If you're gonna remake something you don't like, make sure it's something that's actually bad. But before you remake it.
Exactly. Anyways, let's move on to Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Ghostbusters. But what I was getting at is Ghostbusters Afterlife. It is very much. It does. I was worried that it would have too much reverence for the original, but I think that it kind of did hit a nice happy medium of reverence for the original, even though most of the characters are like, wait, what? This is a thing that happened?
Oh. Wait, hang on.
Did we lose the hell?
Right here.
Okay.
Apparently Jay Longbone is doing a live stream on Bad Eternals reviews, but I'll watch that later. But anyways, Ghostbusters Afterlife. My friend texted me earlier. He said, how would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? I said, tiers between 8 or 9. Because I didn't watch Stranger Things, the idea of kids in a rural town in Oklahoma, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure Tom was ecstatic about, MST for
yeah!
It made something different. It's funny, because it actually did a lot of different things, but simultaneously...
A lot of Stranger Things?
Boo!
Man, if you were... If we were sharing the same room right now, I'd slap you. I'd slap you right now. So you're just gonna have to deal with this. Anyways, so yeah, I actually thought that was a fresh idea. Of course, as the movie progressed further and further, there was a lot of member berries, but at the same time. At the same time, if they created an original villain, I don't think emotionally it wouldn't work the same. Because...
No, it wouldn't.
This whole film, from top to bottom, is a send-off to Harold Ramis / Egon Spengler.
Yeah, yes.
From start to
much
finish. He is the focal point of this entire film. The entire film is saying, goodbye, Egon, we miss you. And... as that, I thought they executed near perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I do like the character. I do like the young Somerville Ghostbusters, especially Phoebe in podcast.
They were. I really liked them. They were a lot of fun.
Trevor was okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lucky was just a generic love interest for the most part.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd's character, as predicted, he was an audience surrogate for our demographic, the older Ghostbusters fans.
Yep.
But then
just fanboying out.
But then later on, he turned into the Louis Tully, which I was a little disappointed. By the way, that's one of my criticisms. That is the most abandoned Walmart I've ever seen at that night.
Yeah.
That's a good point. It was a cleanest Walmart ever in this town of like 200 people.
I mean, yeah, but still, they would have an overnight staff.
Yeah, that's true. They did not care about that Walmart getting blown up. I mean, hey, you can say that's in the trailer, so.
I mean, there was like an army of little marshmallow men and a giant gargoyle dog. I mean, Jesus. Well, anyways.
Something I actually love about the terror dogs in this movie is that for a lot of shots, those were totally puppets.
Yeah, they're puppets again.
They are? Oh, I was thinking that when I saw the scenes. I'm like... And
the stationary shots, yes. For the movement shots, no. But for the stationary shots, hell yeah.
Yeah,
that made me really happy when I noticed. I'm like, wait a minute. I see that it doesn't have that CG problem that when they zoom in, it has too much detail, and you see the skin texture. It straight up is like it's actually
when his head was in the dog food bed. That was clearly
that was a dog food pit. That was definitely a puppet.
Okay. I was because I was looking, I was like, is that a puppet or?
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
I was kind of marking out for that part,
it's
admittedly.
like, oh
Probably the same puppets they used in.
Oh god, no, it's not that. Those things are
no,
disintegrated.
I'll give it that much. The effects for the dogs are definitely better than the first movie.
Yeah,
Because that's probably the one thing that's aged the most horribly about the original
Oh
Ghostbusters.
yeah, the animated claymation dogs.
the
Yep.
scene of Zool in the refrigerator looks really bad.
But yeah, 8 or 9, as a send off to Hal Ramis, I'm assuming you guys cried in the theater.
Yeah, we did.
I like remember the whole movie. I'm like, they better not do it. I think they better not do. Okay, they did that. Why
Which
did it
is-
still work? I'm upset.
Which is what Jay predicted. Jay
Yeah.
predicted that, but at the same time, I thought it was still effective. And I also like the fact that Ghost Egon still looked really old. He didn't look like
Yeah.
Egon from 1984. He still
It
had,
wasn't
like,
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's good.
Red Letter Media fucking hated this movie.
Yeah.
Like I
Here's
said,
the thing about it.
I still didn't watch it because I knew Mike Stokloska, even though I love his content, I knew he would hate this movie because he already had a Ghostbusters sequel in his head, which didn't match
and
up.
if it's which is never gonna happen because he was like demanding. It's like I need Egon's kids to all be meth addicts and hate each other and like commit arson all the time.
You know
It's
what's
like it
really-
needs to be the most cynical thing imaginable. And I made a Facebook post about this earlier, but again, it's like the original Ghostbusters. Yes, it is a cynical movie. It has all that, but as a franchise, I think Ghostbusters now has to embody not what the original movie was, but what the original movie means to the fans.
Yeah. Here's the thing. People people growing up with the Ghostbusters when they were children.
Yep.
They saw the Ghostbusters, and by the way, when I grew up with the Ghostbusters, my mentality was I grew up with the cartoon first,
Yeah.
to the point where I thought the live action films were adaptations of the cartoon.
Wow.
You know what? I could totally see that happening. That makes all
But
sense in my head.
anyways,
That's how it was in the cartoon. That's canon. You know, your thought of the movie being adaptations, that's canon in the cartoon.
That's great.
that's why they're called the real Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yep.
Oh, level of spite.
but it's stuff like that. Yeah, they were anti-heroes. Yeah, they were just doing it to go into the business for themselves, but they were successful and they were heroic at one point. That's why they were put on the same pedestal as He-Man and Optimus Prime. Like, yeah, they were anti-heroes. They were snarky little people, but like, come on, man.
I will say that I think the movie in general hits a happy medium of having reverence for the original, and also, again, I thought that the dialogue was properly dry, which is the thing I was most happy. I was most happy for. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you got the feeling down of a lot of the jokes and a lot of the characterization. It's just, admittedly, less of a cynical edge to it, but it still is dry, which is great. And like, it definitely gets a happy medium of being like of still having the Ghostbusters sort of be flawed schlubs, and also like being action heroes to the people that don't know them.
That being said, Winston looked pretty fucking fit.
Winston did look really good for his age. Oh yeah, so
Black
it's in the
don't
trailer.
crack.
Please tell me you guys saw the post-credits scene.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, good, because I remember
Yeah.
that part where he's like, well, what do you represent, Winston? The sex appeal.
Yeah, I love that.
Damn right, because black don't crack, baby.
Yeah. That was a fun. Yeah, that was a fun.
But
part.
I love his character going from, hey man, I'm just a person looking for a job, earning a paycheck, to, God damn it, I love being Ghostbuster. I want to bring this back.
I actually liked that part of his character. He straight up said it. He's like, yeah, I did this for a job, but I did it for... Okay, he said it in a way less schmaltzy way, I did it for the paycheck, but what I really found was a family.
Well, that being said, man...
Two ghosts, two Buster.
And he's rich as fuck!
Yeah, that's my favorite part. He's the only successful one.
Meaning he can actually train future Ghostbusters in New York, so...
I love the idea
and who knows,
of
he can expand the branch across the country. Yeah.
I do like Mike's idea of that.
And the thing of it is, Ernie Hudson's like the only one capable of doing it because he's the only one that like lives, breathes, and bleeds Ghostbusters.
Yeah. they did make that joke in the Red Letter Media reviews, going like, yeah, it was weird to see him show up in the Ghostbusters. Them showing up in Ghostbusters. I don't think Ernie Hudson ever takes that off.
Hold on. Did you hear? Okay, Tom told me this story, but did you hear about the real Ghostbusters audition for Winston?
No, I didn't.
It was going to be Ernie Hudson.
Yeah, that's the thing. Arsenio Hall, who eventually did voice Winston, did an audition for that character, but then when he was waiting in the hall, he sees Ernie Hudson out there, and he was like, oh shit, I'm out of the job.
I don't stand a chance.
But then apparently they love him. Either Ernie raised his pay grade or something. I don't know what happened. But Arsenio Hall was cartoon Winston, so good for him.
Yeah. Am I the only one? Can we talk spoilers now? I mean, we kind of spoiled the end with, you know.
Yeah.
Let me use the restroom first.
Okay.
Communicate with the chat with a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Alice, the main topic is definitely Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Let's see. Zach Ress, screw all of you. I still like Shadow the Hedgehog. Give me an overly serious hedgehog that can hover in the air with jet sneakers and say hello to my little friend and commit genocide.
You know what? Not even mad.
Let's see.
I will stand by my statement that I think for a long time there was kind of an air of hipster and irony to a lot of stuff like that, where like it was generally a mainstream publication thing or like a high school kid thing of trying to be cool and lying about what you liked or didn't like. Cause oh man, I remember when My Little Pony.
Hiding your power level.
You know what? You know what the encapsulation of this is? My Little Pony friendship is magic.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people did watch that ironically originally, thinking it'd be something to riff on, and they're like, oh no, I legitimately like this series.
Oh no, it's good.
Oh no, it's good. Yeah, no, I think that's the flashpoint of when people were no longer, like, going to talk about, oh, I like this ironically. Oh, Adventure Time's a dumb show. It's not like I actually like the story or anything, har har. To, like, no, it's actually legitimately good. Why aren't you watching it? I think, like, early, like, I say that Renaissance Cartoon Network and, like, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. It is very much a contrarianism thing. That I think that's gone by the wayside, and I do love that it's gone by the wayside, and people can actually be honest about their enjoyment about stuff now. It makes criticism a lot easier.
I remember when my buddy Jeff, aka Inotech, was the first person to tell me, have you been watching My Little Pony Friendship is Magic over the phone? And I'm like,
it's pretty good.
What the fuck are you talking about? It's like, no, it's a really good cartoon.
So
and then I watched a couple episodes and then I got sunk into the rabbit hole.
So I think I fell into it in a really weird way. Panty and Stocking had finished airing, and I was like, oh man, that was a good show. I wonder if season 2's gonna happen anytime soon. And then I saw a bunch of fan art of Twilight Sparkle and Stocking. I'm like, what's this all about? And then I saw some weird memes popping off. I was like, okay, maybe I'll give this a shot. And then I did a snarky Let's Watch with some of my friends, and that video's like still on my channel actually from like 11 years ago now, of like watching the first episode. And I'm going like, oh no, I actually liked this and like was actually like kind of enthralled with how the episode was going.
All right, let's get back into Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Let's get back into Ghostbusters.
Okay. How do you think about Ghostbusters in Somerville, Oklahoma?
I thought it was like I thought it was actually an interesting idea to take Ghostbusters, which is such a urban story, and
In
actually
New
put
York,
it in
such
the
a
most
New
rural thing
Yorkian-
ever. Yeah.
Yeah, such a New Yorkian story.
Exactly.
It's a bunch of New Yorkers clashing with bureaucracy while trying to open a small business and accidentally saving the world.
And then let's move that over to fucking boring ass city, Oklahoma, which
Yup.
if MST3K Tom is here, he has a girlfriend who moved in with him recently, and she's from Boston, Massachusetts, clam chowder.
My God.
She had
Let's
a
go
culture
figure it out.
shock. She had a culture shock moving there. Here's here was the thing. That was one of the positives I say this movie about this movie. It's like, oh, it's not taking place in some generic big city like New York or Chicago or Los Angeles. Or...
And I like that. It definitely kind of had its own identity. And people comparing it to Stranger Things, like, no, the town of Stranger Things is not like that at all. It's a suburb.
Yeah, this is straight rural desert bullshit.
Yeah.
Um,
oh God, I know that there's
The
like
fact
one movie
they-
I'm thinking of
they
that has a
still
lot.
have a 1950s skater diner called the Spinners.
I did love that.
I also like that towards the climax of the film, you see the P on the neon light line.
Yeah,
out, so it
Sinners.
says Sinners. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
That was
The-
so dumb.
One of the things I rolled my eyes on when it came to the member berries was when they were at when they were at
Oh
jail.
yeah, with
Yeah, who are you gonna call? That was pretty
Yeah,
bad. but-
the guy's like, yeah, you have a phone call, and then the music swells up a little bit. The camera zooms in on the guy. Who you gonna call?
I
I
really wish that it held on for. You know what would have? Okay,
Ghostbusters 2 had a better fucking thing. Remember in the courtroom scene where Peter was on Stan? He's like, well then, I forgot what the exact dialogue was, but he
like
was
when
like,
shit happens, who you
"Who
gonna
you gonna
call?
call?"
Yeah.
That was more subtle. That was one of the few gripes
Yeah.
I had because I was like,
yeah. Honestly,
oh, come on,
that
man.
one's pretty bad. So it wouldn't have made any sense, but if Paul Rudd was in that scene, I kind of would have loved if his eyes like sort of lit up and he did like that like Leonardo DiCaprio pointing pose.
That was the
And
other
he's the
criticism.
only one.
That was the other criticism I have. Paul Rudd, who has the potential to be a Ghostbuster because he's a seismologist, but he has a
Yeah, that's a good
fascination
point.
with science.
Yeah.
But then towards the latter half, he doesn't do that much outside of dating Phoebe's mom.
Yeah.
And then he gets possessed by I forget who the fucking Keymaster is, but you know who
Vince
I'm talking about.
Clortho.
Most people do too. Yeah, Vince Clortho. They're always ashamed of his name because they don't like the idea of like evil demon dog having a surname.
Well, yeah, well, and then later on he
Zool and
gets
Vince
possessed
Clortho.
because he had to go to the world's most abandoned Walmart.
The cleanest, most abandoned Walmart.
Yeah.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Men managed to turn on the grill. One of them fell to the grill and gave the Terminator thumbs up. I saw it.
You know what? I kind of liked the Stay Puft like mini marshmallows.
Oh,
They
I
didn't
do too.
overstay their welcome. They didn't
Being these
overstay
weird, chaotic thing. You know what they reminded me of? They kind of reminded me of Jack Frost. Being these cute mascots that are kind of horrible if you really think about them, and they look the other way on murder because they're too dumb to realize it.
Oh no, I actually like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Men.
I didn't mind that. Like again, it's a kind of a dumb contrivance of they had to awaken like the thing that reminds people of the original. But it's like you can hand wave that.
Here's the thing, maybe that Gozer took a liking to the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and decided to keep that as her minions.
Oh no, it's a thing where Gozer hadn't been fully awakened, so I was of the opinion that in their limited power they can only awaken like several mini Marshmallow Men, and it's just because they're just following whatever Gozer's orders were the last time they existed. They're like, oh, okay, the Destroyer's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. We don't have enough power to make a big one, man. Let's make a bunch of little ones. they're a bunch of like dumb peons who can't think for themselves or just following the leftover orders that they were given like 40 years ago.
Gotcha.
I mean, in regards to Gozer, I had a dumb moment where, okay, this is gonna be for me and like no one else. Do you know Lilith's design from SMT?
The original SMT?
What? Okay, the version of Lilith they use in every single game except 4.
I can't remember off the
I'm gonna send this to you and Al, but it's kind of a dumb thing where it's like, okay, clearly Lilith is modeled after Gozer, and then in this movie, I'm like, oh my god, did they model Gozer's redesign after Lilith? Because it like has like a flatter top and looks more like, it looks like vaguely more like, it's really bizarre and hard to explain. But hey, if you're playing SMT5, you can unlock Lilith and know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay. I Google image SMT Lilith. She has the haircut. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the Gozer. Wow. Okay. No, I'm just seeing Lilith in a normal business suit. I don't know what game that.
Oh
was
yeah,
in,
business Lilith is rad. I love when the demons in SMT are just that's Yuriko from that is SMT4 actually.
But yeah, she got that pompadour.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing. In SMT4, she looks nothing like that. Yeah, she's that first image of, like, the bat wings and stuff when she unveils her demon form.
People, like, obviously Ghost reawakened at the end of the film, right?
Yeah.
So you all like these. You have these professional reviewers who are like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they rehashed the original ending." And even Red Letter Media is like, "Why the fuck did you bring back Gozer? Stop this."
Let me say this. If Egon was going slowly insane because of an apocalyptic event that was going to happen in 2021 with a completely different entity, would that work just as effectively for you guys? Yes or no? Emotionally.
I don't believe so.
No.
I don't believe
Absolutely
so because I admit that I really enjoyed the... Okay, because there was a thing I really wanted. They did it a little bit. That, hey, so at the end of the movie, when they're dealing with Gozer, it's like, oh, we fucked up. The traps giant traps are not working. I do kind of like the idea of the house being a giant trap rather than a bunch of traps buried in the field, but that's beside the point. Basically the same thing to get to the same... Yeah, it basically just a different way to get to the same climax, but...
Yeah.
But like when they all like everything's going bad, and then the original Ghostbusters show up, and they kind of have a big damn heroes moment, and like and they do like a bit of a rehash of the ending, and they cross the streams, and it doesn't fucking work. I kind of loved that.
I actually like that part too.
Because it's like good.
Yeah.
I especially like the part where.
Yeah.
I like the part where Ray did the same shit, and it goes just like, "Are you a god?" And he like pauses for a while.
Andrew hated that, but it's like I loved that. It's like I like the idea in my head that they are just playing that back and forth and never let him live that down, and he still didn't learn his lesson. He had to think about it. Like, god damn it, we're all gods here. And then Bill Murray flirting with Gozer was pretty fun.
You know what's really funny? At the end of the Ghostbusters video game, who the antagonist is Ivo Shandor.
Yeah.
He claims he's a god, and then Egon goes, "We eat gods for breakfast." And Ray's like,
It's not a very Egon line, but I like it.
And Ray's like, "We eat gods for breakfast?" And Egon's like, "Is that too much?" And Ray's like, "No, I actually kind of like it."
God, that Ghostbusters
love
video
it.
game is
I
wonderful.
love it. I love the part where they're on the ground, right?
Yeah.
And
I
Bill
wish they
is
were just on the ground the rest of the movie.
and Bill and Venkman was trying to like distract her or whatever, and then as he's talking, Winston goes for his proton pack and she zaps it away from him, and without even missing a beat, Venkman goes, "Oh, you tried."
Yeah, I thought that was perfect. That was a good tone to have. It's like, yes, you're treating them like with respect, but they're also kind of bad at their jobs, and they're not action heroes. You know what? This is the dumbest, most low bar thing ever, but I'm like, yes, the proton packs work as they should. They're not a weapon. They're a lasso.
Yeah. Which, by the way,
Yeah,
when Phoebe and Podcast were testing out the weapon,
That was great. I like that scene.
That was great.
and then they confronted not a Slimer but a Muncher, which is more dangerous than a Slimer, objectively
Because it has
speaking.
projectiles.
Yeah,
I'm surprised Slimer didn't show up at all, but whatever.
That's good restraint, honestly.
Yeah,
Like you know what? I was thinking he would show up in the final stinger.
And Venkman be like, "Fuck, not you again."
No, I was expecting like when Winston turns the power back on, that Slimer, when they show that blinking light, that it would activate, and the last thing you see is Slimer escaping. That's what I was expecting the final shot to be. Because they kind of zoomed in on that blinking light a little too long. I'm like, okay, without doing anything. And there's that weird, like, final shot of, like, the logo with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man in the middle. We were just confused, and it cuts to black.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck?
It's
I don't know,
bizarre.
I thought they put that in there as a gag.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I saw that too. I saw the post-credit scene, and then they showed that Stay Puft Marshmallow. I was like, anyways, move on.
And I love the part where everything's said and done. Gozer's finally defeated. What's the first thing that Peter Venkman does? Invite himself in the home and say, "I'm gonna make some hot chocolate."
That part I love that. Like he was doing a very good job of remembering what his character is, which is just Bill Murray being Bill Murray, so he doesn't have to act very hard.
The only thing I was upset about was the fact that Paul Rudd's character, I forgot his first name, but Gruberson, Gary Gruberson,
yeah,
he didn't have any screen time with any of the original Ghostbusters. Considering that
true.
he would have fit in perfectly because he's pro science. He's a seismologist. He loves science, and I actually I was the only motherfucker laughing in the theater at the time. But when Phoebe asked, "Is this safe?" and he goes, No.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I got
he was a really fun
laugh
character.
that.
I liked a lot of his lines. You know what? Yeah, I think you do have a point, because seeing him interact with the Ghostbusters would have been interesting, because it would have been really fun to watch them interact with a fan base that. Yeah, where Bill Murray probably, like, they probably haven't had a fan in years, but I imagine Ray would be ecstatic about it, Bill Murray wouldn't care, and Winston would probably just be like, "Oh, whatever, I'm rich, I'm used to people sucking up to me."
But the...
I call them all by their names, but I refuse to call Peter Bill Murray.
Podcast, a 12-year-old boy who does podcasts about the occult and conspiracies, he only has one subscriber, and that one subscriber
he has one subscriber, and it's Ray.
Because
that was great.
Because Dan Aykroyd actually legit believes in this shit.
He does. Dan Aykroyd would listen to all that shit.
Okay, a couple things I wanted to ask you guys. Okay, so the part where Phoebe has that one call, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she's like, "I want to talk to you about Egon Spengler," and Ray says, "Egon Spengler can rot in hell."
Yeah.
That holy shit! Like that caught me completely off guard.
That did too. Yeah, like that's a thing for Ray to say.
I went oof and nearly shedded a tear because I thought that's what he was doing at the moment.
This is
yeah, it was pretty brutal to hear that phone call and hear how they opened with that.
Yeah, it's got the Yeah, it's got the Well, I mean, hey, maybe it's a subtle callback to Ghostbusters Go to Hell.
No,
I know, I'm being an asshole.
So the Red Letter Media guys said that should have been the only callback scene. That the actual Ghostbusters should have never been in this film.
Which I understand what they're going for, but it's like you kind of need to have a send off.
yeah, that's the other thing. Yes, it's more. The original film is definitely more comedy than action,
Yes.
whatever.
But
I know that now. Now that I've been watching with adult eyes.
exactly.
But motherfucker, haven't you seen Ghostbusters 2 or the cartoon or anything else?
They Red Letter Media is very much like of the belief that the only people who like this movie are people who like is like, oh, they don't care about Ghostbusters as a movie series, they care about it as a toy line.
They're very cynical. They're
Yes.
complete, like, and I do like that they're not bought by hype whatsoever, but I think that they were being way too fucking. I think they're burnt out by all the member berries. That's what I think.
Yeah. So the big thing, I think that Mike legitimately didn't like the movie. Jay is like, he's kind of like a more art house guy, so like, of course, he wouldn't like more of a crowd pleasing thing or being like pandered to in any way. Jay legitimately did like the movie, but he had criticisms. I think Jay, like Jay said, like I'd give the movie like a 7 or a 6. Like, Jay overall did... I mean, not Jay. Rich did like it.
Yeah, I was about to say, Rich Evans, I can get behind. But
Rich.
Jay...
I love Rich Evans. He's my favorite.
Jay, 2019, said if Egon shows up as a ghost and hugs everybody, he's gonna fucking puke in his seat.
Which I did think that was a little overdone, but I still cried.
Like, okay, so I want to talk about that scene where Egon finally shows up in a full spectral form.
Yeah.
So... that point where Phoebe is shooting the proton beam at Gozer, right?
Right.
And then you see Egon's ghost help her steady the beam. Am I the only one who got Gohan Goku vibes when they were fighting Cell?
You did mention that. You did mention that to me last night. Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, that is a perfect metaphor right there.
You could just picture Egon whispering to her, "Let your power explode, Phoebe." and then you see the 3 Ghostbusters, and then Egon's ghost shows up, and you see Winston do a double take. Like, what the fuck?
That made me turn around on the whole scene in general, was Winston's face during that, because I'm going like, okay, if they did it like the way I would have done it as the director, I'll be like, okay, show his hands, you can maybe show like a close-up of the rim of his glasses or him in like profile, and if you want to do like the saying goodbye thing, show him hug his daughter from the back when he fades away. But Winston making that face, like, that would be very hard to do if you were being more subtle about it, so yeah, whatever, I'll take that, because that scene did make me laugh.
And Jason, the scene, and you see all the you see Egon hugging his actual family members. You see the close up on the Ghostbusters faces. They're absolutely tearing up. Jason was like, Bill Murray has no emotion. They photoshopped those tears in.
Oh no, I was saying that the CG creation of Harold Ramis was less expensive than CG emotion onto Bill Murray's face.
But no, I truly believe that those tears coming down the Ghostbusters' face were actual tears for Harold Ramis.
Yeah, I did like that as a send off to him. Not sure how he would have felt about it, because like for the most part he was kind of a very dry person and probably not much for sentimentality.
Red Letter Media thought it was absolutely tasteless that they did that in the first place.
There's something kind of to be said that this is like one of the only eras, like this is the only era of movies where we are consistently putting in CG mockery, like recreations of dead actors for sequels. Once again, I think that we've never been this devoted to franchises before. So we've never had to do this.
To be honest, CG Egon here in Ghostbusters Afterlife is like on the same level as CG
Grand Moff
Paul
Tarkin.
Walker in
Oh,
Fast
yeah.
7.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, it is that. I do think they went too far, but god damn it, it was still effective, so I'm weak.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, keep in mind, Jason Reitman showed the original script to his father, who, by the way, he had some estranged emotions. Apparently, he and him didn't really get along that much, hence why Susie, Egon's daughter, had some issues with Egon. And he showed it to Harold Ramis's family, and they all approved of it.
Yeah, so
They all thought it was great.
That works. That works.
And to be honest, at the beginning of the film, if you're an Egon fan, you might think, "Oh man, they did him dirty. They turned him into a fucking a lone psychopath who abandoned his family and friends." But to be honest, if you knew that an apocalyptic cataclysmic event was going to happen, and you were the only
people
one
are
who
being
knew
supportive,
of it, and no one was being supportive of it, and you're the only one who could stop it, you might go a little crazy.
That's another thing. That's another thing that Red Letter Media didn't like about is the fact that out of all the fucking people that he knew, the other Ghostbusters thought he was crazy as well. Especially Ray. They're like, Ray would be the last person to be like, Egon, you're fucking crazy.
I think that like they could have
To be fair, Ray, who is an avatar of Dan Aykroyd, who actually legit believes in this shit, would have backed him up.
No, of course he would.
Maybe they could have handled that a little better. Like, okay, I was originally going to join Egon, but he already took off with everything, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think the way they could have done it would be like would just be like a situation where like we weren't doing well and it wasn't feasible to drop everything, like we needed to try and make ends meet at the time. And it's a thing where it's like we were hoping that maybe it's something we could have put on the back burner, but then he took off without like agreeing with it. I think that would have been better if it was a case of we'll help you out, just not right now. But he's like, no, we need to do this right now. I think that would have been a better like drive between them.
Part of me wants to see an extended cut of this film, but I'm hoping the extended cut is okay. After Ray gets a call, there are scenes where he tries to reunite the old guard. That's as much as I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, like the fact that, we didn't believe him. It's like, bitch, you're living in an era of camera phones, and I guarantee that would Egon be the kind of person who would have a camera phone, or would he be one of those flip phone weirdos?
No. The fact that he turned the ecto goggles into a fucking Polaroid.
I did like that. That was really nice.
He modified the ecto goggles to work as a Polaroid camera. Why the fuck would he have a modern cell phone?
Good point.
You know.
I did really like the just kind of the moments of him like him guiding Phoebe to fix everything.
Yeah, his spirit is alive.
I enjoyed that.
I did too, as well as the fact that the how they made the lamps and the lights move on their own to direct them.
Yeah, that I thought was very well done, because like, yeah, Phoebe's smart, but she wouldn't know just how to fix everything like at a glance.
Plus,
she'd be like, okay, this part's
paranormal like Egon does.
I did like that part too. No, Phoebe was a really fun character.
Oh yeah, she was great. I love her bad dad jokes. They're funnier
than that made me so happy. Just that I thought that was a really good, very Ghostbusters feeling line when she tells the Matter joke. It's like, you can't trust Matter, it makes up everything. And then Adams. Finn Wolfhard just looks at the mother. Yeah, you can't trust Adams, they make up everything. And Finn Wolfhard just looks at the mother, and it's like, seriously, you're gonna let her go to school like this when she thinks that kind of thing is acceptable?
It's still better than anything from Ghostbusters 2016, dude.
Yeah. I think the hate boners should subside by now, because like, hey, there's no reason to hate it now. We won. History's vindicated it, and I would like, again, like, it's that thing. Hopefully they do it, but if they do make a sequel to this, I would actually really like them to go in just a vastly different direction and maybe do that idea of, hey, we're gonna bring the Ghostbusters back. Franchising, merchandising.
Yeah.
And then be like a kind of, you can make the movie more cynical from that point on, but still like reverent to the original of like, hey, you're forgetting what the Ghostbusters was about. It's about camaraderie. And you can have one thing by Bill Murray who'll be like 90 by that point. And like, no, I started to make a quick buck.
Let's see.
Well, I want to answer
yeah.
Carnage Rage's question. I didn't watch Double Toast's review. In fact, I might unsubscribe from him because of their viewpoints on Dave Chappelle's latest Netflix special.
Oh boy, I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole.
I will.
Of course you will.
Yeah.
You're not even using the pole. You're throwing that pole. Your job will go right in the grime.
Exactly.
Hold my legs. I'm diving face first into the ectoplasm.
I thought that special was okay. It was okay.
You know what? Yeah. That's something like somebody brought up to me. Oh, I will say this. Somebody brought it up to me. It's going like, people defending the special, like, don't really, reference many of the jokes from the special. It's like, oh yeah, it was kind of a lot of soapboxing. And like, again, I guess the way he tells jokes too, it's like very bad. Oh, okay, we were getting.
That's how Chappelle always was.
Yeah, that is very kind of true. Like
yeah,
he wasn't very like catchphrase based.
That being said, it's kind of weirdly hypocritical that Daphne, this transgender comedian that was defending Dave Chappelle, got harassed on Twitter so hard that she killed herself. Yet you motherfuckers want to preach positivity? Go fuck yourself with a fucking nail, with a fucking 9-inch nail rod.
All right. But back to Ghostbusters. Things that have never, a series that has never made people angry on the internet.
Except for 2016.
That's the joke.
Oh yeah, that movie never happened. Which, by the way, Leslie Jones compared it to Trump's America.
That's when that was when she initially saw that they were going back to the original. That was before we knew next to nothing about it.
Yeah, she thought it was just gonna be them out on the prairie, like the original living cast, just like as a rehash.
On the same year Ghostbusters come out, Trump gets elected. On the same year Ghostbusters Afterlife came out, Biden is here. So
the year it was supposed to come out.
Well, yeah,
I never understood like the reviews of Afterlife from people who were obviously paid to like the 2016 reboot. They're like, oh, this is a movie as a result of sexist backlash. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Everybody loves Phoebe. Yeah. Everybody loves Phoebe and her mom. What the fuck are you talking about? And now it's like, oh, it's filled with too much nostalgia. And I'm like, the fuck, you guys, you people loved Force Awakens, and that was the exact same fucking shit.
Yeah, fuck
Force Awakens is much worse.
And you guys love Rogue One, which I didn't think was that good of a fucking movie.
I like Rogue One simply for the ending being the least Hollywood ending ever.
Okay, I'll give you that much. That's one of the positives. But Rogue One, in general, the characters suck to the point where...
Oh, yeah. Rogue One is not a good movie until the very end. It has that big problem that I have with a lot of movies where people review a movie fondly if it ends strongly.
No, people review movie fondly because of member berries, because Rogue One had plenty of that too.
No, I mean even original movies. Like there's many cases where it's like, oh, that was a good ending. That movie must be good. And then I'll watch it. I'm like, oh no, that movie's like a slog to get through. Like even movies like Standing on Their Own too. Like I've had that problem before where I'll like something simply because it had a good ending. Because I'm wrong. But I will say that. Again, having most of the characters not know anything about the Ghostbusters kind of, like, affected that. Like, I think they didn't really dwell on the logo of the Ecto-1. I thought that was actually a pretty funny scene when Finn Wolfhard picks up the tarp.
Yeah, and then the music swells.
The music swells,
and then
goes out.
Instant blackout.
Yeah, that was great. it wasn't
I
like
laughed my ass off.
playing Marvel music.
I also like that they reused the score from the original movie a lot.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Yeah, they did, and it was actually pretty well done.
Like when they're in the field and Phoebe's working on stuff, da, 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 and I'm like, yeah.
No, but in general, yeah, like I will kind of agree. Finn Wolfhard's character is a little bit shallow, but I could have maybe made him like done the gearhead aspect a bit more, because like the fact that he was able to fix the Ecto-1 with the help of Egon's
Egon.
ghost, yeah, but
Before we forget, Jason, in my podcast, we were talking about how in the reboot they should have done a prison scene.
Yeah. Well, I mentioned that right when that, like, at the end of the movie, I'm like, we finally got our ghost prison break scene.
So yeah, in my podcast, we were talking about how after they inexplicably killed Bill Murray's character, how it was fucking ridiculous that they weren't thrown in jail afterwards, because they were the key suspects in his death. You know, they were the only ones who saw him alive. And they were also the only ones who, who had the apartment that he happened to fall out of.
Yeah.
And then the FBI agents or whatever show up and just fucking ruin everything. No, they should have had him. They should have had them, being interrogated, and then be like, "You don't understand. There's ghosts and some shit. There's ghosts and shit." And then the interrogator's like, "Yeah, I'll believe that when fucking pigs fly or whatever." And then a ghost flies through the prison, and like Rowan's ghost bomb explodes in the prison, and they have to like hobble together makeshift proton equipment out of.
Remember, that would have required the movie to have a script, and and Ghostbusters Afterlife has that. Like, they should have like a prison break thing, and fucking Phoebe was ready to murder that dude.
Yeah, okay. Phoebe, fucking, that was crazy. She's like, your family's fucking crazy. Egon's a fucking dirt farmer. She took the proton pack and was about to murder him. Yellow? Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, so then, all the shit starts happening, and then they're like, oh my god, our equipment's in the jail. And then they bust Muncher out to eat the lock, and then they get all their equipment back. And I'm like, that's kind of what we proposed, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll take it. Fuck it.
It's like I wouldn't have expected Phoebe to know how to recreate a proton pack or make like even a shitty approximation. So that's fair. It's like, hey, being creative and using the ghost. I did like that they set up that she does know how to pick locks, and it's like, I cannot pick a magnetic lock.
But yeah, fucking Podcast. I love Podcast. He's
such a fun character.
He's such a weird little dude, and I fucking love him.
Yeah, he's just trying so hard working so hard for his one subscriber.
Yeah.
I was so confused by that Rainbow Dash thumb drive for like a little bit. Like, what a weird little gag.
No, he's a brony.
Yep. But you know what it reminds me of? Maybe it was accidental, but it really reminds me of the stuff like oh, you get a Crunch Bar, or that's a big Twinkie. It's just whatever he happened to have on him. It's just a weird thing that he gives to people, and maybe if this movie
they showed both in the film.
Yeah, the Crunch Bar was a bit much. The Twinkie, yeah, sure, why not?
He kept
I got a big laugh
for
out of
30
the
years.
I got a big laugh out of the Twinkie, considering that Zombieland actually has a character who's hunted for a Twinkie.
Yep. You know what? You're right, Woody Harrelson.
And then, and then I forgot the actor's name. The guy who played Mark Zuckerberg in The Social Network.
Shit, what was his name?
He also played
Lex Luthor.
Yeah, wannabe Lex Luthor.
The only enjoyable thing about that shitty movie.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, Jesse Eisenberg.
And that little girl were watching Ghostbusters in Bill Murray's theater room, and then they came to the Twinkie scene. He's like, imagine this Twinkie. And then, I forgot what he said, but Winston says, that's a pretty big Twinkie.
Yeah. Which I think that makes sense considering that, hey, Egon had the Twinkie on him, meaning he has a sweet tooth.
God damn it, I wish my fucking convenience store had Ecto Cooler so badly.
Oh,
That
God,
fucking pissed me off. That fucking pissed me off. They're like, Ecto Cooler's coming back, but only as a contest giveaway. You motherfuckers.
Yeah, and then you DDoS the website.
No, that was AMC theaters because they had the Ecto 1 popcorn container in theaters that sold out.
That.
And then they're like, "Hey, we're gonna put them on the website now." And then the website fucking crashed because everybody wanted it.
You know what's fucked up? When I saw Ghostbusters Afterlife, I ordered a regular size popcorn, and they gave me a limited edition club of.
You
I didn't even know what you said. You just said a limited edition and started laughing.
A limited edition cup of. Hang on. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh my god!
What? They just had that laying around for a while.
Exactly, man.
Oh my god.
They can't give that shit away, bruh.
Of course they can't. Because that movie sucked in a series that sucks.
So okay, so yeah, so AMC they were giving out they were like at their theaters they were like, hey, you can buy this a replica Ecto 1 that also happens to hold your popcorn, and that was sold out on day one.
Ugh.
So they're like, hey, this time we're gonna put it on the website. And then the website died. I just managed to get one, and the thing of it is, the first 80 were going to be signed by Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
And obviously I didn't get the one that's signed by Dan Aykroyd, but I did get the next best thing. Signed by Dan Aykroyd. It was a poster. It was a foil. It was a foil print poster promoting the movie, and I got one that's going to be signed by Dan Aykroyd.
Oh yeah.
And but yeah, that pisses me off about the Ecto Cooler. Oh sure, you'll stock the shit out of it in stores for the shitty Ghostbusters movie.
Nope.
But it has to be like a limited giveaway for the actually good Ghostbusters movie. It's like, oh, we'll give you the shitty cereal.
I have a theory. I think that Ecto Cooler is actually like a pretty lucrative endorsement deal, and they have to pay High C like quite a bit of money to start manufacturing it again. And because of the disaster that was 2016, spending way too much money on marketing, they were generally saying like, okay, you know what, we're gonna limit the marketing for this movie by a lot, and we're gonna limit the budget so that shit doesn't happen again.
You got to do is buy juicy juice, orange tangerine, and then add green food coloring, and it tastes almost
And
exactly.
add a bunch of booze.
Yeah.
Yeah, add a bunch of fucking Crystal Head, and it'll taste almost exactly like the Ecto Cooler you remember. But no,
That's Crystal Cole Fogga.
But yeah, that pissed me off. That we're like, no, all these clickbaity articles are like Ecto Cooler's coming back, and then you read the article, but not in store shelves. I'm like, you
Not
motherfucker,
for you, asshole.
Yeah, you'll bring back the shitty bland cereal from the 80s, and it's just as bland. And the cereal is just as bland and tasteless as I remember.
Yeah.
You know, generic fruit flavor with marshmallows. But you won't bring back the actually good tie-in product on store shelves, you fucking asshole. Which, by the way, you mentioned, the budget. Yeah, we mentioned 1,000 times about the budget that was used for the reboot. So the budget for the new one is only like $70 million.
Yeah.
And it already made $60 million worldwide.
Because it was banned in China.
What isn't? Shang-Chi couldn't even come out in China.
Oh,
But no.
yeah, that's true.
No,
That's fine.
what I'm saying is, people be like, oh, well, Ghostbusters 2016 it made more money. And I'm like, yeah, Like technically, but it also lost all that money because they spent too much of it on fucking reshoots and marketing. This one only had a budget of 70 million, and it made almost all of it back in a couple of days.
Yeah, now that's not to say because they apparently don't report marketing budget in movie budgets. So I'm going to guess that this movie's marketing was a lot smaller. So I'm gonna say that to break even, it's probably 100 million.
Here's how I can recover that shit. You ready?
Okay.
Turn the Ecto-1 into an Autobot. Done.
They've done that. They've already done that.
Really?
Yeah.
Ectotron.
Oh, I didn't see
Look it up,
that.
Ectotron.
I might look this up
I'm
now.
looking it up right now. Same here. I was trying to come up with good ideas to save you. But you're smarter than me. Fuck.
Oh, he looks awesome. He got a Slimer. He appeared in the comics.
By the way, when the main characters went down to the mine shaft, and this is something only Jason will understand.
Yeah.
I got some fucking House of Ashes vibes right away.
You know what? Yeah, I did too. I was like, oh man, yeah, we just played this game.
Also, the fact that Ivo Shandor is in there, right? And they're building him up as like this big bad, and then the Gozer shows up and he's like, I've waited for this, ripped in half.
I loved that part. That was great.
That was actually one of the criticisms I have against the film because it's a waste of J.K. Simmons.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
I had to look, like, I didn't know who that was, and I'm like, what the, like, I was watching.
I remember looking at him like, is that fucking Omni-Man in there?
Yeah.
So
and like, no. So I'm watching. Okay, you can continue in a minute, but like I'm watching this like video where they're singing "Happy Birthday" to Harold Ramis, right? And then it's the cast from the new movie, and then J.K. Simmons shows up. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck
you
is
were in
he
the
doing
movie?
here?
Wait, you were?
He was Ivo Shandor, and I'm like, you were in there for 2 seconds. Why should you hire J.K. Simmons?
I kind of okay. That's the thing. Maybe it's like a lot of people have that criticism. I kind of like that they're like, hey, Ivo Shandor, this crazy dude that built a portal for Gozer on top of this building. Oh yeah, no, he had another main portal in his hometown. Yeah, sure, why not? That works for me. So like, yeah, you can do that, like tie back to the origin. It doesn't feel that forced.
Even if Ghostbusters the video game paints Ivo Shandor as the main antagonist, because he is the main antagonist in that game.
He kind of is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's main antagonist in the movies too.
In fact, Egon actually had a really good line after him. He's like, "Oh, yeah, my God," and he goes,
"Yeah, we got for breakfast. We just talked about
we
this.
ate gods for breakfast."
Yeah, you just said that earlier.
Oh yeah, I did. But the point is,
oh God,
Ivo Shandor was the antagonist, and Ghostbusters 3 is official canon, which Ivan Reitman acknowledges.
That's great.
How come he was just a corpse in Afterlife?
Pete. You had to explain Gozer somehow. But I did not know there was a. You know what? I should have expected there was a Ninja Turtles Meet the Ghostbusters comic. That makes sense.
IDW published both of them.
Yeah. IDW also does a crossover with the Ghostbusters and the real Ghostbusters where they meet their cartoon selves.
That's amazing.
I want to read that comic so badly because I love the real Ghostbusters so fucking much.
Oh, yeah. No, speaking of J.K. Simmons, so they've generally shown in the trailers for Spider-Man No Way Home that it is straight up like characters from the other movies, alternate, like as an alternate timeline coming in, like different dimension stuff. J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson better run into the J. Jonah Jameson from the original movies at some point.
Sure.
I hope they run into each other and hate each other.
Man with a bald spot versus man with actually good hair.
Yes.
Let's see. Fuck, what was I gonna say?
He's wearing like a bad wig and
here's the other thing.
That Spider-Man's a menace. I agree.
Here's the other thing I want to see in Spider-Man Far From Home. I don't know if I'll see it here or the movie afterwards. I really want to see Venom in that film now.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they built it up.
They
It'll
did.
probably be a credit thing.
Uh,
So,
Here's
how
the thing.
angry would you be?
Here's the thing. Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Sandman, Lizard,
Yep.
Electro. Dude, they have an interdimensional Sinister Six. They
do.
need one other person. Who else could it be?
So, how upset would you be if like Spider-Man's fighting, closing a portal or some shit, and then you just see like the symbiote like on the ground, and you just hear like, "We are Venom," and it zooms out, it's fucking Topher Grace.
Oh, that would be terrible.
I want you to kill
that-
Peter Parker.
But then he gets eaten by
The good Venom.
by the Tom Hardy
Tom
Venom.
Hardy Venom. Yeah, sure, whatever. That's fine.
Fuck this guy! I get the one F-bomb in the movie.
But in order for a Sinister Six, you need Mysterio, and he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean you can't include
Craven.
Well, or Rhino from Amazing Spider-Man 2, or Carnage. What if Carnage in this dimension is still
fucking
alive?
wild.
Played by God, what was his?
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson. Why not? It will give Venom an excuse to team up with the other Spider-Man, or maybe Venom would be part of the Sinister Six, because keep in mind, Venom is an anti-hero who deludes himself to think that Venom is the ultimate villain all the time.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep. However that works. Just combine all the universes, fuck it. Everyone, there's like 3 companies that own everything anyway.
Spider-Man better showed up.
Wait,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man?
No.
Japanese Spider-Man.
Oh,
And his
with his
giant
motorcycle and his mech.
His giant mech, yeah.
And I love that one scene of my spider sense is tingling 7 kilometers that way, and hops on his motorcycle.
I love his fucking wristband. His fucking wristband that shoots out the costume and somehow fits on him perfectly.
Yep.
But anyway,
I hope Steve Ditko's family wins that lawsuit, because fuck big corporations.
Yeah.
They're gonna probably lose, but anything to make
easy.
big corporations waste money.
And I'm taking Bret Hart's side because Shawn Michaels is a prick.
Yeah.
let's see. Anything else about Afterlife? Like, what was your favorite parts of the movie, do you think?
All right, let's see. Favorite parts.
it's
the
stupid.
opening scene for sure.
Opening scene is pretty.
Where Egon
Egon fucking dies.
I mean,
that was the working subtitle for the movie Ghostbusters. Egon fucking dies.
well, that can't work.
I know.
Let's see how we can market it. Afterlife? There. Fine. Put it.
Bingo. Nailed it. You get a raise.
Overseas, it's called Ghostbusters Legacy.
That's a better name.
Yeah, but I don't know if we're actually going to have Phoebe as a protagonist in the sequel because of the
I don't think so. Yeah.
But the opening scene, if you take away the Ghostbusters imagery, it's actually a legit horror scene, dude. It's actually pretty fucking scary.
Exactly.
It is.
Yeah, so
it's like going back to its roots.
Yeah. You know, that was actually like a very good like cold open.
I like that. I like the soundtrack.
Yep.
I like Phoebe and Podcast.
Yeah, they have great chemistry.
I like Gruberson.
2 scenes in particular are my favorite.
I love the fact that he's
narrows it down to things I don't like, which is not much, to be honest with you.
I love how Gruberson as a teacher is like, fuck it, we're watching movies you should have no business watching.
Yes, that I was gonna say that was like my favorite gag in the movie is him just putting on Cujo and Child's Play and no one cares because it's summer school.
Yeah, that's the thing. if any teacher put any of those two films on anyway, they would have been fired.
Oh, that happens all the time. So my one of my dad's coworkers, his dumbass sister, like got like reprimanded. Yeah, she's a teacher at a school, and for Halloween, there's let's put on a movie. She put on fucking Terrifier, thinking it would be fine.
What the fuck
movie
is
world-
Terrifier?
Look up Terrifier. It's a movie about a killer mime.
I also really love the car chase scene. That was so
Yeah, no, I
fun.
was gonna say that's my favorite scene. In the
Yeah,
movie.
that was the other thing I was gonna praise the film about, because I know the cartoon had plenty of these, but the live action shit didn't have a car chase Ghostbuster scene, didn't it?
Yeah. That was
No.
Yeah, that was a creative scene.
That being said, remember the toy? The toy Ecto-1 actually had a seat on top of the Ecto-1?
Yeah, yeah.
I like the side seat a lot more than that, to be honest. I think the
Speaking
side
of
cars-
toys, speaking of Ghostbusters toys, one of them
hang
makes
on.
a cameo.
I was gonna say, I wonder if the toy line actually put the Ecto-1 chair on top because of the pilot cartoon, if you remember.
Yeah, Ray's riding on top
Ray
of
was
it.
sitting on top of the Ecto. I was like, that's a little dangerous.
But yeah, speaking of the Ghostbusters toys, they bring one of the ghosts as a cameo. The eye popper ghost.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh.
I say one of my main criticisms of the movie. I kind of wish there was more like unique designs. There was very few like.
There was a straight up zombie.
Yeah, straight up zombie. There's the eye popper ghost that appears for like 3 seconds.
Hold on. The zombie is probably the same zombie, which is the cab driver from the first film, dude.
But he's a minor.
He's a minor.
Oh.
Yeah, he's clearly he's probably designed similarly to the cab driver, but he's wearing like old minor clothes.
I will say the recreation of that scene in 2016 is probably the only like scene in that movie where I laugh, which is that the Boston ghost just going, "The Yankees suck." Wait, where am I?
What else? Fuck. Oh, I like how it's clear that they showed Egon like meticulously redesigning all of the old equipment for stronger ghosts. Like the PKA meter turns into a fucking taser.
Yep. That was a clever. Yeah, that was a pretty clever change. Actually, I think one of the coolest things in the movie is that well of ghosts that periodically gets blasted with all the proton packs he set up.
Yeah, that's actually one of the scariest imagery I've ever seen.
That was fucked. Like that was something straight out of that was something out of like Lovecraft.
Like, my question, and I asked Jason this: where are all these fucking proton packs coming from?
Build them.
Because like, you know, there's 4 of them, so obviously there's going to be 4 proton packs. He has one that he modified with all the extra bells and whistles. There's 4 in the mine, which were destroyed by Vince Clortho possessing Gruberson.
Yeah.
And then Lucky has one. Yep. Trevor has one, or whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah. And then the Ghostbusters show up with their own proton packs. That's like 18 proton packs.
No, that's only like 9. That's 4, 2, so 6, and yeah, it's only 9.
I'm just like,
I'm not gonna watch the Netflix Cowboy Bebop show. My time is worthless. If it's not that worthless, I'm just gonna play more SMT5.
And then all the fucking traps that he buried.
Yeah, the traps is like absurd. I do like the idea more that of like I don't like the buried traps was like cool, but I really think it would be awesome if like he has to lead the ghost into the house and the house acts as a trap. I think that would have been a cool idea because they do have that line in there of like, "Oh, this house is a trap."
It was almost like that.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe it would have been like too expensive
if you've seen
or like kind of hard
scene,
to. Yeah.
He's trying to lure the dog in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he was just trying to lure it, and then he's unable to get the power consistent to work.
Yeah, that went out and the pedal didn't work.
Yeah, the pedal didn't work, and then he's like, "Oh shit!"
But
So he just buries the trap. He's like, well,
one of the other things I will put Afterlife over is that there was no kaiju in the movie.
You know what? Yeah, but I don't think it needed that. It already had like the big set piece with the car chase.
True. And the car chase wasn't that long, but like I said, the first film had, to the surprise of everyone, because they didn't advertise it in the trailers.
Yeah.
Stay Puft Marshmallow
Stay
Man.
Puft.
Ghostbusters
Stay
2.
Puft is such a weird.
Yeah, it was.
Would you call that a Deus Ex Machina, or like, I guess Diablos Ex Machina? Because it's like not really foreshadowed at all in the movie. It's kind of such a strange moment.
No, they actually had foreshadowing subtly.
Yeah. It was just advertisements and stuff.
No, Dana's character actually had some marshmallows from the Stay Puft Company.
Oh, okay. I completely forgot about that scene then.
And then in Ghostbusters 2, they had you're mentioning kaiju. They had the Statue of Liberty scene.
I was gonna if that was
the
fucking stinger, I would have marked out.
And then
what, they bring Lady Liberty back?
No, it's just they're just going through their stuff, and then they pull out like the NES like activator controller. It's like, oh, what's this? And they press the button, and the Statue of Liberty runs away. Oh shit! I forgot about that.
People said that GB2 wasn't considered canon in this movie, but Raise a Cult is there, and I think if you squint, you can see the toaster.
Yeah, the occult thing.
Yeah, that's
the
the thing. That was one of my other criticisms. Even though Ghostbusters 2 isn't as good as everyone in my demographic says it is, I don't think it's as bad as everyone else says it is at the time. That being said, I thought the film was actually okay for the most part. And yeah, the Statue of Liberty scene was one of the best parts of the film.
Plus, Higher and Higher is a fucking banger.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, they operated with a Nintendo controller, and we all loved Nintendo back in the day.
Yeah, it's a reason why your grandma calls every game system a Nintendo.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, is there anything in this movie you think they should have had that had a missed opportunity, or?
Yeah, well, it just references that and maybe Ghostbusters 3. Because keep in mind, Ghostbusters 3 took place in 1991.
Yes.
Literally 30 years on Thanksgiving week.
Yep.
Which, by the way, isn't it weird that we all saw the movie on November 21st on what would have been Harold Ramis's 77th birthday?
Yeah!
Damn.
Yeah, and my buddy Andrew, who came with us to watch it, shares his birthday.
Oh.
Damn. Bruh.
Yeah, like it's like poetry, it rhymes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch Red Larami's review of it.
Yeah, you're just gonna be sad. You're just gonna be like there are a bunch of sad old men that are just so dejected and tired, cynical, and member berries.
Like that was like Mike wants the movie to be way too cynical. He wanted them to be crack addicts, and he wanted them to abuse their connection to the Ghostbusters to sell shit to man babies. That's what he and then when ghosts actually start showing up for real, he wanted there to be a point where the mom forces these underage children to be Ghostbusters. Like he wanted a really whiny, sad, depressing Ghostbusters. Yeah, he wanted Rob Zombie directs Ghostbusters. White trash family, but busting ghosts.
And I get that they're probably playing it up a little bit, for the review.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm watching this and I'm like, guys, I mean, I can get where they're coming from in parts. I thought, but I was under the impression after watching their review of the 2016 reboot, I thought they were gonna fucking love this movie based on the fact that it's not the fucking reboot, which I understand is a really low bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said it's better than the reboot because it's an actual movie. I think for the most part, like they did admit to liking the first part of the movie. They just did not like the nostalgia and like the retreading of like
Gozer.
Gozer. Which, you know what I think would have been like a really good thing to do? Like, hey, something to add to the movie, expand the lore.
But here's the thing: if Egon chased something so desperately that wasn't Gozer, it wouldn't have the same impact.
No. I mean, here's the thing: you can do the Gozer thing, and I think this probably would have made them like turn around on it. Do the Gozer thing, but like imply like basically have a Pandora's box effect going on, where it's like, okay, we took care of Gozer now, but in the process we uncovered like some other shit.
Something worse.
No, not necessarily something worse, just a bunch of other threats that might be lesser or equal in value, and then you could totally do the thing later, like, we need to go back to New York and open up new chapters now, like, things might start getting more widespread now, like ghost activity, we pop the cork off from here.
He also wanted, like,
it sounds
he
like
also
some Naruto bullshit, so...
No. It's Monogatari bullshit, because the plot of Monogatari is that Kiss Shot is a very powerful vampire, and getting rid of Kiss Shot makes a bunch of demons descend on the town for a while.
And Mike also wanted this idea, like like his pitch for like an actual original Ghostbusters 3 is that they franchise it, and then Peter Venkman wants to save money, so he fires all the unions.
They try to unionize, so he fires everybody right when a ghost outbreak happens. That sounds awesome. That's what I want in a sequel.
Well, but where are the proton packs? Where are the...
They're everywhere.
Where are the ghost traps?
Tools. They use them. They're tools.
Well, I'm sorry, but people like I said, I grew up with Ghostbusters via the real Ghostbusters. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm sorry. I get it.
No, wait, no. I mean, like, that's, like, the general plot, but, like, obviously you'd still have the proton packs and traps and everything. They need that to bust ghosts. In fact, there could be, like, a great scene about, like, merchandising replicas and maybe a mix-up where they accidentally send a real one to a store and they have to track it down or something. That'd be a lot of fun.
That's actually what happens in one of the episodes where they take a tour
awesome.
They take a tour of the movie that they're making based off their life, and the director is like, oh yeah, they're like, hey, just so we don't make anybody uneasy, why don't we go into this prop storage unit, and you can just set the proton packs here for now. And they're like, okay. They leave, and then a bunch of backstage crew is like, oh shit, we need to get the stunt packs out there right now. And then they take the actual proton packs and they're like, shit, these are heavy. And then when the Ghostbusters come back after seeing a ghost in the studio, they're like, oh god, we got to get our proton packs back. And they accidentally take the stunt packs.
That's great. Now, if you do make that into a movie, you have to cast Alec Baldwin.
Oh
no! I just remember that scene. They're looking at the script and they go, Murray Ackroyd Ramis. Is this a law firm?
And I love how Venkman hates the fact that he's played by Bill Murray, because that guy looks nothing like me.
And Bill Murray hates Lorenzo Music's voice and got replaced by Dave Coulier, which pisses me off.
It's inferior.
And then Bill Murray ended up being fucking Garfield.
It's like, I'll show you how it's done. Lasagna. I hate Mondays.
Payback's a bitch. That's my
There will never be a Ghostbusters 3.
Okay. So, you know what? I will find the clip. One sec. I'll see if I can find it.
If Ghostbusters 3 is canon... No, I probably already asked this question. About Ivo Shandor.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He's a fucking god in the video game, and then he's reduced to, like, a nothing person.
Who gets ripped in half, and he was played by J.K. Simmons, of all people.
This is so weird, I love it.
No, that caught me off guard.
Yeah, no, I thought that was great. I'm like, oh, that's bizarrely violent. Okay.
Yeah.
I love when PG-13 movies have that one moment of like extreme violence,
No,
but
it's
it's
not that,
bloodless,
it's
so it's
that-
fine.
It J.K. Simmons is such a fucking fantastic actor, though.
Oh, he's a wonderful actor. He was very underutilized, but it kind of I like when movies do this when they bring in a big name actor and then kill them off because you don't expect it. The best example ever is Elijah Wood in Spy Kids 3.
Ah.
Where he comes in like all the reverence. He's like, "Hey, how's it going? I'm the guy. I'm meant to be the protagonist," and then he gets murdered in like 5 seconds.
The same thing happens with oh god, what was that movie with Will Ferrell? Like in the beginning, it was like The Rock and some other action star, and you think the movie's about them, and they're chasing some dude off the rooftops, right? And the guy, he escapes. He's like, "You think what I'm thinking?" Yeah, and they jump off the rooftop in like an action shot, and like complete fucking dumbasses misjudge their jump and then land right on the ground.
The other
And this
guys.
has been the first. The other guys, yeah, this is the first
the other
5
guy.
minutes
Oh,
in
yeah,
the movie.
okay.
First 5 fucking minutes in the movie, and they kill off Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Oh, I'm sending you both. I'm sending you both a clip of Matt Berry in What We Do in the Shadows. This is the guy that everyone's demanding should play Garfield.
I'm gonna be honest. I wish I was doing some fucking. I was gonna say I wish we were doing some gummies, some
Shots.
Delta 8s. Yeah.
No, we're not doing that again.
Oh my god, Will, can you show Jason the picture I sent to you?
Oh God.
It's I couldn't remember if we were doing it on my channel or Will's, so I made this shitty mock-up of us as the Ghostbusters.
Oh, that part's great.
And
You made it.
And it's just
We
a
made it.
shitty Photoshop of Ray, Peter, and Egon with our faces on them.
Oh, that sounds great. I want to see
Who
this.
was I?
Originally, so you're
Did it
gonna
make you Winston?
okay, so you're gonna kill me, Will. I was trying to look for photos of the ending scene of the OG Ghostbusters, pointing their blasters, and it's
Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd, and I was gonna make you Winston because
the voice.
because there's an in joke between the both of us that I always for years thought that he was black.
You're not the only one who thought that. Just
Love it.
just FYI.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, show that beautiful image on stream.
Oh yeah, I can't
Alright,
wait to see this.
Let me
dumb
just
shit.
save the photo first on my computer. My computer's a fucking turd, right? So.
You know what? Now that I'm awake after sleeping a little bit too long after my shift, I'm gonna probably watch Ghostbusters 2 tonight.
Hell yeah!
Have a couple drinks.
I can't wait to get my merchandise.
Merchandising.
I'm gonna frame that shit from Dan Aykroyd, and I'm gonna display it. I only bought the Ecto 1 because I have everything. I have a Slimer, I have a Stay Puft, I have a fucking Proton Pack, but I don't have the car. So I'm gonna. It's a popcorn container, but it like makes noise and shit. So that's gonna be displayed proudly on my shelf. I'm not even gonna use it for food. It's just gonna collect dust on my shelf.
As you do with collectibles. Oh, so Carnage brings up, you know what? This is not usually in my wheelhouse, but Lone Wolf Jedi. I'll be honest, I thought Darkscream was black too. But,
Yeah.
Dude, is that okay. I thought their logo was something, but so you know what Carnage talks about? Hey, you probably don't really care about this, but what do you think about the Grand Theft Auto remastered trilogy? Oh boy. There is some
I actually
shit
do
there.
care about it, even though I haven't bought the game.
I refuse to buy the games. Shit.
I care about because, wow, this is your way of preserving history, you limey limped fucks. No wonder your mommies left you.
So, Al, You were saying to me because there was that video Joel posted where he drank 1,000 like a thousand like Sprunk sodas and the game crashed and corrupted his save. And you said, "Oh, that's a holdout from the original game." No, it's not.
It's not
from the mobile game.
Oh my god! Oh, that's right.
Because
A mobile game company made the remaster,
and they used the mobile as the template for the remaster. They found that out because the weightlifting game's the shitty one from the iOS version.
Yep. That's how fucking cheap they were.
It's a disaster. Just running all the textures through. Oh god, there's that one of the... Well, running all the textures through an AI that fucked up all the text. So none of the puns make any sense. There's a Tough Nut Donuts, where there's the generally round donut and then like nuts and bolts on the sign. They just ran it through an upres thing that like added more polygons, and as a result the nuts are now round and the joke doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
It's so good. I live for clusterfucks like this. Why is a remaster so hard to do?
It's not hard to do.
It's not hard to do.
Fans do it with mods all the time.
That's a good point.
It's just that studios are so fucking lazy and cheap.
Yeah. Unless they hire Bluepoint. If they hire Bluepoint, they're like, we need this game to be better than the original.
Yeah, that's what they should have fucking done in the first fucking place.
Yeah, yeah. Good old Bluepoint and Demon Souls remaster, so good.
The Silent Hill 2 remaster with the fucking...
that one's so bad. No, do you know why that one's so bad?
The Comic Sans sign. No, why?
So, what happened is Konami is terrible at saving their masters, and the only version of Silent Hill 2 they had left was like a version 6 versions before the master release.
Oh my fucking god.
This company had to do a bug fix of a PS2 coded game that they've never seen like before or dealt with, like coded by another team. Yeah, because they didn't bother keeping the masters.
That's goddamn incredible.
Yeah, so the game has glitches the original didn't have because they couldn't fix it in time. And they fired the original team silent, so...
What's the ETA? What's the ETA on my shitty picture?
Here it is.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I just have to stretch it out a bit.
I can't. Yep.
We look like fucking GoldenEye sprites, but okay.
Yes! Even better! I love that feature in GoldenEye where you can like upload your own face. Oh, no, that was Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark, but they took it away because of Columbine. Yeah, here's us.
Oh my god, your chin is like hanging off of your neck hole. So weird.
Who are you referring to?
Al. Oh god, no, it's all of our chins. None of us have necks. We just have chin. But I mean, Al's is extra bad because his head is so sideways.
It's not even centered.
It's not centered properly. You look like a jib jab animation.
He looks so psychotic.
Fucking love it. Oh my god, I want to put this as my background. I'm gonna put this as my profile picture on Facebook.
Do it. Fucking do it.
To me. Oh my god.
But yeah, I wanted to do the shot from the end of Afterlife, but obviously because the movie's so new, they don't have that shot yet.
Yeah,
nope.
That's true. We need to all be old and like broken, crippled.
Just like we actually are.
Yeah. You know what? How great. I was kind of hoping, like I said, they kind of did it, but I was hoping that when Gozer knocks them all back, after
they just stay there. They just stay there.
It's like, I actually can't get up. Yeah, that was like, oh, did it always hurt this much? It's like, now we're just old.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of old bastards.
Or like, I think it was Dan. I think it was Ray that was like, "Oh, I remember that it hurting this much," and then Winston goes, "I do."
Yeah, I do. Winston's the only one in decent shape.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Winston hasn't aged a fucking day, and
looks great. I love
And
Ernie
then
Hudson.
Peter Venkman looks like the goddamn Crypt Keeper.
Oh yeah, fucking Bill Murray looks awful. Properly too, because yeah, Peter Venkman would not take care of himself. I did like when Red Letter Media mentioned it's like when they talked about what happened to the Ghostbusters, like, oh yeah, no, yes, I've been running this bookstore, but yeah, the Winston went and he made a bunch of money. Peter went back to academia, and I was like, that's a joke in and of itself.
Speaking of joke, Dan Aykroyd mentioned that Ray mentioned that the firehouse is a Starbucks now, but at the end, it's clearly a firehouse.
Clearly the firehouse. Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
thing that they didn't think about, and I think it might have been improv because
Yeah,
Harold Ramis will do. Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, and then I looked up the Head Scratchers page on TV Tropes, which most people address the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
And then they said, "Oh, maybe it's Ray making a fucking sarcastic joke." That's what they were thinking. But yeah, the firehouse is still mostly intact, and Winston apparently wants to bring back the Ghostbuster business. He brought back the Ecto-1, so like he promised.
What happened to your chin? What happened to any of our chins?
I'm the only one with a proper chin.
Yeah.
It's because you lost.
But it's not
Because you
even
didn't lose
centered.
enough weight. He's fat.
I love the problem that happens whenever I have to do an image because of my hair. Like everyone has to cut off so much of my hair.
Al, you have a VR headset, right?
Correct.
It's Oculus, I assume, right?
It's the Quest 2, yes.
Is there a video game called Creed Rise to Glory on there?
Yes, there is.
You want a good workout? Play the shit out of that game.
Oh, I imagine. Boxing is always a good workout.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, you don't know, dude.
I should really. I think I did
Because
buy
after I saw
game.
Ghostbusters Afterlife, I was driving my way to home, but on my way to home, the local VR arcade moved to a new place, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna spend some time there. And I spent like 90 minutes, which is about $60 or whatever. It's still cheaper than fucking buying Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition. And I saw, hey, you guys got Creed Rise of Glory. Dude, even on rookie difficulty, I was nearly gassed out, and I was fighting Drago and Clubber Lang and all that shit. Every time I was knocking somebody out, I was like, all right, let's go. And then I tried to be defensive. Game's great. Game is a good workout machine. And here's the thing.
I've never seen a single Rocky movie.
Those movies are great. Anyways, here's the thing. You know what happens if you get knocked out?
What?
The screen shrinks, and in the background it's all blackness, and then
your soul leaves your body.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome.
So in order to get back to it, you actually have to swing your arms like you're running in place to get back to your body. That's actually a pretty clever technique, and
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. So yeah, Creed, Rise to Glory, which definitely has a lot of Rocky imagery. Mm-hmm. I strongly recommend playing that game if you want a good, fun boxing game. Because holy shit,
boxing games are fun. Nintendo doesn't feel like making a new Punch Out anytime soon.
I am tempted.
Don't say it. Don't say it, Will. Don't fucking say it. He mentioned Punch Out. Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say it, but I'm gonna say this. I am tempted just to go to my arcade every Sunday just to play that game for 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Because that is a strong workout right there, let me tell you, brother. Which, by the way, they actually had the new upgrade Vive, which, you know, the original Vive, you have these two joysticks, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, I'm playing another game, which is called Gorn, from Devolver Digital.
Oh, I fucking love Gorn. I have it on my
Gorn's
quest.
great.
Okay, so here's what they did, because I was confused about it at first. I decided to boot up Gorn on there. And I noticed that when I was clenching onto the controllers, my avatar fists were still clenched up as fists. I was like, well, I can't do anything, whatever. That's when I found out what Vive was doing. They are motion sensitive, which means, and that's the thing, they actually have an outer handle, so if you let go of the controllers, they don't fall to the floor, right?
Right.
So they actually made it motion controlled to where if you want to actually grab onto something, you actually have to go down and physically grab onto something with your hands. You don't have to press the trigger or anything. So that's how Gorn worked. I was like, holy shit, this is actually much more convenient.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Gorn
I just have your standard controller where it has like the grip button.
Yeah, I actually prefer this more. It's like,
It's much more. It's natural. It's much more natural. You know, you feel like you're actually gripping something with your actual fingers.
Exactly. Which, by the way, in Gorn, I actually had fucking crab claw hands, so that was fun. I was managed to like grabbing somebody and pulling their arms apart and shit like that.
That's so cool.
Oh.
So there was a Ghostbusters VR game a while ago, but it was based off of the 2016 reboot.
Ew.
And
I remember this.
it's you go inside, like, but here's the weird part. It has the OG Ghost Trap, but the reboot Proton Pack.
Oh, that's weird.
And yeah, I was like, watch it, and I think the ghost is voiced by, like, the ghost in the logo. He guides you. I think he's voiced by Patton Oswalt.
Huh.
Oh,
That is
no
bizarre.
wonder he was going
defending
hard
that movie.
after James Rolfe.
Yeah.
And but it gets even weirder. So you got to capture the Dragon Ghost, and you fight the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, not the balloon,
Yeah.
but the actual Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And I'm like, what the fuck is this VR game? What identity is this movie? Is this VR game trying to do?
Yeah. All of it. How wild would it be if in the Stinger the Ghostbusters 2016 crew showed up? For Afterlife. Everyone would have been furious.
There's a rumor that Ghost Corps is trying to branch out again, you know, because of the success of this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I would not mind. I mean, hey, they have to justify the logo somehow. Seeing that logo, I was like, wait, what the fuck?
I thought they went defunct after one movie.
Yeah, I thought they would just go, hey, Sony. And, you know what would have been great if it's just Ghost Corps and then it like faded away and they replaced it with another logo. Ghost Corps Afterlife.
Hey man, if there's any reason to bring back, I forget her name, the blue-haired goth girl from Extreme Ghostbusters.
Kylie.
Hell yeah,
Kylie.
Hell yeah, Kylie.
If you bring back Kylie, I'm all for it.
Bring in a wheelchair guy, another guy. It's been years. I just remember Kylie and the guy in the wheelchair.
I just know Kylie and Eduardo.
Eduardo, okay.
You know, this is embarrassing, but it's like the 8th time I've talked about the reboot, and I still don't know any of their fucking names.
I remember.
Because they're terrible.
Yeah. I remember
Except
Patty.
for
She wore
Patty.
it around her neck.
Yeah, except for Patty and Holtzman. Everyone else, I think, like the other two.
And
I'm pretty sure they're just as terrible, you just don't remember.
Yeah.
But anyway, I got nothing else.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
That's about
Ghostbusters Afterlife is, from start to finish, is a send-off to Harold Ramis / Egon Spengler.
And it's a love letter. It is clearly a love letter.
Yes.
And it openly embraces the fans.
Yes.
I mean, Jason Reitman shared this script to his dad, who he had some personal estranged issues with. Hence why, I think her name is Susie, Egon's daughter. Yeah, Susie had some issues with his dad. That's based on reality. And he shared the script to Ramus's family. They all approved of it. So yeah, it's a real tearjerker.
I did cry. I didn't want. I was going like, damn it! I know it's coming. Don't cry. God damn it! I'm crying. This shouldn't be as effective as it is, but it was.
I shedded one tear.
Single manly tear.
Get back in there!
Get back in there! Just suck it back in. Oh no, you don't.
But yeah, that was
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
yeah,
I had.
it was a pretty good movie.
That was the most fun I've had at the
It
movies.
had some funny moments.
I thought the writing was on point. That was the most important thing. The thing I was worried about the most, like, the writing better be on point. Oh shit, the writing's pretty good.
It's a little bit of a slow burn. It's a little bit of slow burn at first, but then it like picks up and it.
I mean, so's the
it's-
original.
Yeah, exactly. Like people don't realize. Like
Remove
people
the
don't
tongue.
realize
About
how.
to see the Ghostbusters logo, the light dies. Oh man.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
That's probably the funniest moment in the film.
Oh, it's great. It's yeah. Again, like it was. I remember. I was kind of worried, like, oh, they're gonna like treat it with like all the reverence and not poke fun at it and like make the Ghostbusters action heroes. No, they generally treat them. Yeah, like I said, they treat them as being flawed, and like there's one character in the whole movie who gives a shit about the Ghostbusters. Everyone else is like, wait, who?
Yeah, that would be Podcast.
Yeah. Well, no.
Who we
I guess
never
I know
got-
about the Ghostbusters. I was talking about Gary.
Oh.
Yeah,
He's the
remember
one
he
who
was
actually
like,
knew about the Ghostbusters. He's like, wait, you never heard of them before? It's like a nice replica. It's like, of what? I never heard of this. I was born in like I was born in like 2008.
What'd you think of the Aztec whistle?
That I thought that was actually pretty funny.
it was
That
a
was-
Chekhov's
that-
gun.
Yeah.
That
It was a Chekhov's gun that
hilarious.
didn't. It was a Chekhov's gun that didn't fucking do anything.
Yeah, because he's going, it'll drive away evil spirits, and they alert.
But it
them
has
to
a
the ghost.
really annoying sound, and then it makes this horrifying
It's horrible
screechy
sounds.
ghoul
Like, yeah,
noise.
just like that. It's like, can I keep this? Like, please get it out of the house. Of course, Egon would have that.
And the symmetrical book stack, like little bits and pieces
Yeah.
that I appreciated.
Like, it was the thing that,
the
like,
fact
hey,
that the
a lot of
place
movies.
is called Somerville.
Yeah.
Somerville,
lot of movies-
named after Sumerian goddess of death.
Yeah. You know what? You're right.
Yeah,
I mean,
in
hey-
Oklahoma, which I'm pretty sure Tom would appreciate that.
Yeah, you're saying that. Oh god, what the hell was I saying? Yeah, I would say like the fact that like a lot of the callbacks and stuff are just little like moments that aren't really acknowledged. That's the way you do it. You don't focus on it for very long. Where that's like the issue with Star Wars. Like, oh, but we gotta tell the backstory of this thing. Oh, and what about this thing? Oh, we gotta focus on this for a while.
Like the mold, spores, and fungus you see.
It's just a background
collected.
detail.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, back to your point about how they don't treat them like superheroes. I fucking love that.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, let's cross the streams again. That was a neat trick.
Their only trick, the only thing they know how to do is cross the streams.
And it didn't fucking work. And,
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they
Gozer,
get their
Gozer learned
fucking
her
asses
lesson.
I love
And-
that.
and they get their asses kicked.
Yeah. We came, we saw, we got our asses kicked.
Yeah. I love that. I was kind of worried that they were gonna do like what 2016 did, and like turn the Ghostbusters into superheroes, which
Yeah.
you said in
It's
our
not-
podcast is the worst thing that they've ever done.
It is the worst thing.
Because
No,
'Cause
they were still average everymen, but
Yeah.
we were still happy to see them. I mean, come
Yeah,
on, man.
yeah, of course. Yeah, we're happy to see them, but
I
like
know.
we're calling in the shitty exterminators who know what they're doing, but they're still not very good at what they do.
True, but they're the best at it currently.
I break into your house, I eat the cheese, I am the Rat Man. You call the police, they don't believe you. You call the Ghostbusters, they're ill-equipped, they should have brought a shotgun. Oh, it's
Joel.
murder.
Oh, Joel.
That's the
They
best
should have
thing.
played. They should have played Super Ghostbusters at the end of the scene. Ghostbusters, they're back in town. You have to pee. So crazy.
That'd be okay. That's the reason we shouldn't make movie. You know what? There's a movie I saw like recently called Scare Package. This is like an example of what movies would be like if we made them.
Yeah.
There's a scene in that movie where it's like it's an anthology. It's a lot of horror movie sketches. I recommend this movie. It's on Amazon Prime. It's very good. Also has gold dust in it. But there's a sketch in the movie called
Okay.
The Night He Came Back for the Returning, where it's a woman who's like, she's being stalked by this killer, and like, they cattle prod him and knock him out. She goes, no, we need to kill this guy. And they keep coming up with more and more elaborate ways to kill the killer, and they just can't. He keeps surviving no matter what they do. Like, at one point, they like make him swallow like 8 fireworks and try to blow him up because it's 4th of July themed, and that doesn't work. They cut him in half and his legs strangle somebody. And it's like, this is like that. It's like, it's a nonsense like that. Is the kind of dumb shit we make. Yeah, it's dumb and makes no sense, and that's the kind of shit we would make if we were in charge of making movies.
And it has Dustin Rhodes. Fuck it.
Yeah, it has Dustin Rhodes in it. And it's one of those things that, like, again, you have to take everything Red Letter Media says with a grain of salt. Because, like, oh, I would do this differently, Yeah, I've seen what kind of movies you make, though. Space Cop is awful.
Yeah, it is, actually. Even
Space
Ralph the
Cop is
Movie
a
Maker.
terrible movie.
Even Ralph the Movie Maker said it wasn't that good, and he's a Red Letter Media fan himself.
Yeah. Red Letter Media says it's not that good all the time.
Like, no.
But yeah.
I'm a Peter Venkman fan all the way through. Yes, that includes the cartoon version because I sound like him now. So
Egon's my favorite. So
yeah,
I love Egon. I fucking love Raise the fucking man child that gets excited over everything. I love Egon.
That he would subscribe to a fucking 12-year-old who believes in cultists and conspiracy theories.
Only subscriber. I can't get over that. It was such a nice little joke. Like, it's funny and it's also so heartwarming, and it fits the character so well. That was such a perfect.
Whenever Dan Aykroyd talks about the occult and the supernatural, I don't think he's crazy.
Yeah.
There, I said it.
But yeah, I fucking love Egon, especially the cartoon where
ghost out of your vodka.
Yep.
and oh yeah, don't forget, buy Dan Aykroyd's Crystal Head vodka. It's the only vodka that it's the only vodka that doesn't have antifreeze in it, apparently.
The only vodka that's on glycol and ghosts.
Yeah, I wish I could find that vodka so I can mix it with some Ecto Cooler.
I know a lot of places. Yeah, a lot of places sell
a lot of liquor places in like the Midwest. They sell the shit out of it.
Yeah, because they're like, people love the bottle. It's not that expensive either.
But it's funny because I went to buy a bottle for my friend Andrew for his birthday, which fitting, buying.
I forgot to wish him a happy birthday. I felt kind of bad about that.
Fitting that his birthday is on fucking Harold Ramis's birthday, and I get him a Ghostbusters vodka. Yep. But like I went to one of the places I bought. He's like, yeah, we only keep these one bottle at a time because nobody buys it. And I'm thinking, I wonder why. And I'm like, oh right, because the only people who fucking buy it are Ghostbusters fans.
All the marks.
Nobody else will buy it. And
glycol gives vodka its taste.
But yeah, and it is good vodka. It is a fantastic vodka. One of the very few vodkas I would drink straight. Yeah. And AMC actually has a Ghostbuster cocktail in celebration of the movie called the Ghost Trap that's made with Crystal Head vodka, Midori, pineapple juice, and club soda or something. Or pineapple juice, lemon juice, Midori, Crystal Head vodka, and top of club soda.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's fantastic. It's fucking fantastic.
I think one of my favorite things when I made Ecto Cooler cocktails for my Halloween party last year, and I made the mistake and made it a little bit too thick. I put too much liqueur in it, and I used nectar instead of juice for the mango flavoring. Mm-hmm. And then my friend, so I was like, "Oh man, this is like drinking cough syrup." And then my friend came in. He made his own Ecto Cooler. It was extra watery, and we crossed the streams and mixed it. Put some Dan Aykroyd vodka, and I'm like, "Oh shit, we perfected it! Teamwork."
You made the perfect batch of bougie Ecto Cooler.
Yep.
Like. It's funny that you have, okay, so there's a bunch of recipes for, homemade Ecto Cooler, right? Where, you get lemonade mix and Tang and orange juice. Or you could just be a cheap ass and just buy Juicy Juice orange tangerine juice and add a couple of food coloring drops in there because it tastes almost exactly like High C Extra Cooler.
Fuck it, put it in there. Why not?
But yeah, that's. I'm rambling now at this point. I don't have anything else to
Same
say.
here.
The movie's fucking fantastic.
Movie's great. I had a great time.
Yeah,
Movie good.
if you haven't seen Ghostbusters, and if you don't care even after the spoilers, it's still a strong recommendation.
I think it stands on its own for the most part. Like, you can kind of pick all that up. Like, sure, there's a lot. It doesn't dwell on the referential stuff all that much, and it re-explains stuff like Gozer, so it's like, yeah, why not? Like, you can hop in as your first if you've never seen Ghostbusters.
To me, I rank this as the second best Ghostbusters film, and I'm a guy who actually did like Ghostbusters 2, flaws and all. So,
well, I'm gonna watch that tonight. So,
yeah,
this movie takes me higher and higher.
You think she's naked under that toga? She is French after all.
Oh my God, Peter, why?
That's Peter.
I don't know, man. There's probably some Japanese people who want to fucking loot the Statue of Liberty.
I mean, they'll loot fucking Medjed.
Oh, Statue of Liberty Chan.
Liberty Chan. No, you're wrong. It's Freedom Lady.
Freedom Lady.
Make a hamburger country.
Make hamburger I hope that girl's doing well. I feel so bad for what happened to Make Hamburger Country Girl.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, so in VR chat, there was some guys going around. They found this adorable Japanese girl who they're asking her, it's like, "You're from Japan?" Yeah, her English wasn't that good. It's like, "Yes, I'm from Japan." And then there's like, "Oh, we're from America." It's like, "Oh, you're from America!" And she gets all excited. Goes, "Make Hamburger Country, nice." And she mentions, like, "I really want to go to America. I want to take pictures and eat a burger everywhere." And it's like this cute little like thing. It's like, oh, she doesn't really know much about America. She just wants to go there. And she was using her streaming name on the VR chat video, so a lot of people found her and then got really creepy with her to the point where she's like, "I'm terrified to go to America now because I think that like the people are dangerous." And that fucking sucks. That poor girl. Like, she just wanted to have a burger.
He just wanted to make hamburger country.
I want that. I remember there was a hat of that. I'm like, God damn it, I want to wear that hat, but it's a goddamn red hat.
Let's on a more positive note. Hey, at least Jason and Salim made it to the surface. Al wouldn't know what we're talking about, but...
Oh, yeah, Jason and Sully made it to the surface. I can see my son!
Yeah, he saw his son, and I made it safely back to home base.
I should really watch Pat's playthrough of that game to see how different it is.
He got everyone alive, and so did I in my second playthrough.
Oh, nice. So what fucked up Eric?
I guess you missed the QTE or something, because, everything played out the same. Including Rachel getting affected. Here's the thing that was different. During the part where she was freaking out and mutating all that shit.
Yeah.
Her husband, he was like, okay, we don't have time to react. And then he uses his UV flashlight, which causes Rachel to puke out the parasite.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
And then she was able to hunt down the parasite and stomp it, and so she was free infected, and then she joined us in the confrontation where we had to fight for our lives in the abandoned house.
Yeah, Al, I would recommend House of Ashes to you, but you don't have a PlayStation 4 or anything else.
Nope. Nope.
So I will just say, hey, Al, play Shin Megami Tensei 5. I want to see how that goes.
Please play Shin Megami Tensei 5. That game is great.
I'm just a Switch cuck. Just a Switch cuck.
More of a reason why you should play SMT 5, because be not afraid.
Yep. Yeah.
I just want to run into the slime. I just want to run into the creature that says, "I'm an asshole that has too many friends."
Yeah, that's Mothman.
You
No,
will.
the dialogue in
eventually.
that game is so damn good. Oh, I had a weird thing because Sierra is a huge Pokemon mark. So when I was hanging out with her, she bought Diamond like day one, and then she's like, "Oh, I thought you'd buy Pearl." With me. Yeah, why not? I downloaded Pearl with her, and now I'm like, "Huh, you know what I can do? I probably won't finish it on the Switch, but if I own the game, it's technically legal to emulate. So maybe I should, yes, I should download the Switch emulator and then do a Nuzlocke.
Fucking jailbreak your Switch?
No. There's an emulator for the Switch that you run on PC. In fact, that's the big controversy about SMT5 is that it runs better on the emulator than it does on the Switch because the Switch is chugging trying to run that.
Waggity smackity doo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But yeah,
So
I could
says,
do a Nuzlocke.
Ric Flair, apparently he asked Triple H to give back the Dome Globe NWA title and the big gold championship belt. I heard about that vaguely on Jim Cornette's podcast, but yeah, Ric Flair's reputation is kind of shot.
Yeah. I don't know. He just has to blade himself like 3 more times and he'll come out on top.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So that's Ghostbusters Afterlife stream. High recommendation.
Yeah, same here. I had a great time.
Absolutely.
Really
Yeah.
good. Very good, like, I would call it felt like a summer movie, even though it was delayed until fall, but it was meant to come out in summer last year.
You guys gonna back the $400 Proton Pack?
God, no.
I mean, I probably can, but I'm not gonna do it.
I fucking might. Just might, but whatever.
I don't know, maybe if I watch Ghostbusters 2 and I love this movie more than anything else, well, shit, now I'm as big a fan as Al, guess I gotta hop on the train.
I know there's a Ghostbusters branch in New Orleans, but if I'm gonna get a Ghostbusters uniform, I want it to be black and gold.
Hell yeah.
Or black and red to represent the college I represent.
Nice.
I might get a new flight suit that's red because red's my favorite color, so I can have a movie accurate suit and like my own suit.
That was the thing I love about real Ghostbusters. Everyone's uniform had a different color to match their personalities.
Cool. The Ghostbusters is a Sentai series.
Exactly. Oh my god, Ghostbusters.
They technically have a Megazord with Ectotron.
Fucking do they?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god, you're right! Yes! Nailed it. We did it. That was the best discovery we could have made. Fucking Kamen Rider crossover.
I'm sorry. I can't get over 64-bit Al's head.
Fucking Shin Megami Tensei crossover with the Ghostbusters.
Oh, hell yeah. I
Dude,
mean, hey, I do a Poltergeist in there.
Shin Megami... No. Ghostbusters crossover with, Scooby-Doo.
That'd work way too well.
Exactly.
Except until they commit murder because it's just a guy in a suit.
They fucking blow him up with the proton.
Yeah.
Whoops.
No,
Sorry,
that
we thought you were
like
somewhere else.
That would be like the first 10 minutes, like, psst, oh, whoa, stop, I'm just a guy. And then he just outs himself as a fucking real estate fraud or whatever.
I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you maniacs and your radiation guns.
Exactly.
And your talking dog. Oh my god, they would think Scooby-Doo is... Yeah, Scooby himself is supernatural.
He talks.
Oh god, they're dog talks!
That needs
fascinating. I'm gonna run some tests.
And then
That
Peter would
needs
be
to
like,
let you
and then Peter would be like, it's not the first time we've seen a talking dog.
Oh, there is no Dana, only Zool.
Oh my god, I want this so bad now. Okay, wait, would it be, who would get taken over by Zool and Vince Clortho? It would have to either Fred and Daphne or Shaggy and Velma.
Shaggy and Scooby, that'd be fucking weird.
Oh god, Scooby gets taken over by a dog. No, it's fucking Scrappy.
Man, you know they're not gonna fucking acknowledge Scrappy thanks to James Gunn.
Yeah, possibly, but No,
That's the thing I love about
Vincent-
Jello Apocalypse's video. He actually brought up the whole Shaggy thing.
Yeah.
Not Scrappy thing.
Scrappy. Because Scrappy
And-
hasn't shown up since the live-action movie, which is
Exactly.
shocking. Even in Mystery Incorporated, where they get brought in everybody, they did reference Scrappy, but like,
As
no,
well as
don't try not to remember.
as well as Curse of the 13th Ghost, which is supposed to be the grand finale of the 13th Ghost of Scooby-Doo.
Yep. They brought in they brought in Flim Flam.
Yeah, they brought him back as an older teenager, but yet the other gang never aged.
Yep. I just keep thinking, like, do you remember Chuck Norris Karate Commandos?
Vaguely.
Vaguely.
I just think it's like so weird that the main character was an Asian kid named Too Much. And he was just as racist as you think he would be.
Oh my god. Oh no. Well, it was the 80s. It was okay.
Yep. Yeah.
So, here's the thing. When I was in theater, the top guy in our department was a Vietnamese American. So he's Asian American.
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember when we were in acting class together, my teacher said, "Oh, wow, very good. You almost sounded like Sulu."
Oh.
Now, granted,
Christ.
he didn't get super offended. He jokingly responded, "Racist!" But still, that being said, what
That's
is
very
wrong?
racist. Oh my.
What is wrong being compared to Sulu, one of the most prolific Japanese American actors in the United States of America? I mean, for
You're saying the
fuck's
most prolific
sake,
actor, we're not even saying George Takei, we're just saying Sulu.
for fuck's sake, he was in Yakuza Like a Dragon, and
fucking
no one
great
else
in that game.
noticed. Yeah, I didn't know
awesome.
it was him.
Yeah, I didn't notice either. I'm like, oh shit, how did I not notice that? He has such a distinct voice, too.
It's like how we didn't
Just
notice
because
that
you're
fucking
because he
J.K.
aged so-
Simmons was Eva
Yeah.
Shandor.
Exactly.
Oh, I
No.
noticed that right away.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, you're a huge J.K. Simmons mark, so yeah, of course you would notice right
Well,
away.
J.K. Simmons is
He is great.
I'm
He's
desperately
fucking
trying to
amazing.
wrangle this back into Ghostbusters because I gotta get going.
Yeah, we should probably end this. We're just
Yeah,
going
we
in
should
circles
probably
again.
end the stream. Anyways,
Don't cross the stream.
don't cross the streams. Yeah, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Watch it.
It good.
Yeah.
It good. It
Really
very
good.
good.
All right. So, anyways, with that, this is Dark Scream signing out.
Big Al over and Big Al over and out.
Take care, everybody.
Sleeping makes me feel good.